gold medal? 215-263 WMMR. Nick, you're going to have to give me the answer because I don't know. We're going to go to Fred here. Hey, Fred, good morning.
You're a crumb creep lush coward.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, Ryan, do me a favor. Let me know what Olympic event Dick Button won a gold medal in.
It'd be figure skating.
He's right.
That's it. Hang on, bud.
Crumb creep lush coward.
When did he win that?
In the late 40s, early 50s. He has his banner hanging. There's a skating rink in Ardmore. I'd never been to it before. And they have a banner hanging for Dick Button there. And I was like, who is this guy? And looked him up. He's a fascinating life. He's still alive. He lives in Englewood, New Jersey. And, he won Olympic gold in 1948.
He's 92 years old.
Yeah.
All right, Fred, you got it right. We are going to set you up, my friend, with a $50 Visa gift card from Marvel Studios. Ms. Marvel, witness the origin of a new Marvel original series streaming this Wednesday, and that's on Disney Plus. It's the only place you can find it. All right, let's get right to the good stuff. We'll start with legal drama between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. That continues, and it's in his latest court filings. Pitt claims that Jolie sought to inflict harm on him by selling her interest in the former couple's wine company.
You'd reported on this a while ago that she was looking to do that. I guess she did it.
Pitt and Jolie bought a controlling stake in the vineyard and home Chateau Miraval, which is in the south of France in 2008. They later got married in the vineyard in 2014.
I will love you forever.
Pitt's recent court documents say Jolie contributed nothing to Miraval's success and that she pursued and then consummated the purported sale in secret, purposely keeping Pitt in the dark and knowingly violating Pitt's contractual rights. According to the filings, the buyer of Jolie's shares, Yuri Scheffler, is bent on taking control of Miraval and uses cutthroat business tactics and dubious professional associations, which jeopardizes the reputation of the Brad that Pitt so carefully built.
We're talking millions upon millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He had tried to stop her from doing it. She was, I believe, supposed to not do it, but she did it.
She did it, and so he's going after
You know
her.
what? I bet she'd do it again.
Legally. Yeah. Nicole Kidman sat down with Moulin Rouge director Baz Luhrmann for Vogue Australia recently and shared the story behind the controversial Vanity Fair cover she did earlier this year. Kidman appeared in the issue wearing a short pleated miniskirt and matching top. Kathy, I'm going to mess up this designer. Mumu?
Oh, you know what?
M-I-U?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually not sure. Maybe ask.
Okay.
I think it's an Italian designer. I actually went into a shop.
Is it
one
Miu
time.
Miu?
I don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah, I think it's like Moo Moo.
Oh, Mumu. Okay.
I like Miu Miu.
It's like extremely expensive.
Yeah. I did
No
a quick
doubt.
search.
Yeah.
And the handbags are like $5,000. It's stupid like that.
I went into a store once in Italy, and I was like, "Oh, that stuff looks cute." You know, the window, and I went in and I picked up one thing. I was like, we could just go now.
Yeah.
I keep on moving along here. Why is it controversial?
It's a real skimpy outfit. You know, it looks like, so some people said she looked like a, like a schoolgirl outfit, like a sexy schoolgirl.
Calm
outfit.
down.
It's showing a lot of body. But she said, I showed up and they had
Miu Miu.
They had an outfit for me, and I was like, no, I like this one. Am I allowed to wear that? And then she said the stylist, Katie Grand, who's fantastic, was on Zoom, and Katie was like, you're willing to wear that? And I said, yeah, I'm begging you to wear that. And after the cover was revealed, fans shared that they were a bit shocked by her look. Kidman added, I did walk away when I shot the Vanity Fair thinking, what was I thinking? That was ridiculous. What are you doing, Nicole? And then I went, oh well. But she looks great in it.
She looks great.
She's in phenomenal shape, so
Fine.
Why not? Steve Harvey picked up some relationship advice in the wake of his daughter Lori Harvey's breakup with Black Panther actor Michael B. Jordan. The Family Feud host confirmed reports of the split and wished Jordan well. He said, he's still a cool guy. From what I know, it's a breakup, and I'm pretty sure they'll be fine. People break up all the time. I just wish I could have broke up without the cost factor. I got to start learning from my children, get out early, and I waited way too late. He said, I'm Team Lori, 1,000%. She's my daughter. I love her. I support her. Look, as long as everybody can walk away in peace, be friends. I ain't heard nobody say that they've busted no windows or nothing. As long as you don't put your hands on my daughter, I don't give a damn what you do.
Well, apparently the story was he wanted to settle down.
Really?
She did not. She has the beginnings of a modeling career that she wants to pursue, and that was that.
Interesting. Adam Sandler went on television Monday with a noticeable shiner on his left eye. He shared that he got the mark on his face because here's what he did. He kicked up his feet to untuck his bed sheets in the middle of the night in order to get his phone, which caused the device to go flying and hit him in the face.
That's great.
So the phone must have been laying on the blanket, and he kicked to try to loosen up the sheets, and it popped it up, and it hit him in the eye. He said, I refused to acknowledge it. He said, I felt blood, and I said, there's something going on, but I got to sleep. So I kept sleeping, woke up. George Stephanopoulos then claimed that it was the most elaborate black eye story he's ever heard. And Sandler said, no, there's nothing cool about it. He said, it looks so cool. And when I'm on the streets in New York, I see people going, oh, okay, he likes to fight, that guy. And I'm like, it was a bad accident. And it's not the first time he's been on TV with a black eye. It's happened twice before. In 2014, he was on Jimmy Fallon with Drew Barrymore. And he had joked that it was his 51st Dates co-star fault that he had a shiner. He said, Sandler and Barry said that Barrymore, who was pregnant at the time, was not feeling great backstage. And so he would take a look, is what he said. And he said she depanted. It says spelled incorrectly. I don't know what he was trying to say. Depanted.
Yeah, when you pant somebody, maybe?
Depanted. I don't know. And he said, I looked up there and this hand comes out and goes boom. And he was joking that it was her unborn baby that hit him. And then 2015, he was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he had a bruise on his eye. And he said he got that from a pickup game of basketball that he ventured into when he was supposed to be getting his tire changed.
Okay, and it's all feasible. This one is, though, we've all done stupid stuff like that. Or when you have something on the bed, or like the remote, and you pull a blanket off quickly and hurl it across the room.
And if like a corner of something, even if it's not that heavy, if it just catches you in the right spot where that skin is very thin and it hits that bone, you'll definitely get a black eye.
I don't like sleeping like some people like that super tight sheet thing where you get under it. I don't like it. I like it loose.
Oh, I rip them apart.
Yeah.
I shred everything on my bed, so I know exactly what
not
he's
a
talking
hot
about.
pocket.
It's one of the first things I do. Nick just pulled up a picture of him. Is that him and Pat Croce?
Sure is. Croce, I guess, is in Hustle, which is cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. In fact, we have a screening of that. I'll do some giveaways in a little bit. And so hang in there. We'll have your chance to win those in a bit. Let's see. Ryan Long, our buddy from Jeopardy, his 16-game winning streak came to an end. Ended yesterday. He finished in third place behind Eric Ahasik and Stephanie Garrison.
To be honest, and I mentioned this a few times, there were at least two other times where I thought he was done and managed to pull it out. So good that he got this far.
Yep, he closed the gap with Ahasik entering Final Jeopardy, trailing by 3,400, facing this Greek mythology clue. No way I would have gotten this one. The clue was, of the Argonauts seeking the Golden Fleece, these two from the same family were from Sparta, according to Homer. Anybody?
I read the question. I read it, and I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was
Jason?
Castor and Pollux.
Oh, jeez.
And so
Jim J. Pollux
ends his Jeopardy run with the 9th most consecutive wins in the show's history.
Excellent.
Dating back to 2003 when a 5-game cap was lifted. Overall, he'll take home $300,400 before taxes. And after meeting with financial advisors, he plans to pay off some existing debt. He said, for me, paying off bills and paying off the car is exciting.
Well, also, I wonder what additional endorsements. He's now part of a collective that's pretty amazing. He will be reappearing on the show in Tournament of Champions and all that stuff. So we'll be seeing more of him.
His success on Jeopardy came at an opportune time. He was forced to leave his job as a paratransit driver for SEPTA's customized community transportation program last year after a difficult bout with COVID, which apparently still impacts him. He had a long run with it. He pivoted to driving for Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash to support his 8-year-old son, Nathan, who made the necklace that he wears on the show. The show doesn't pay contestants until after their runs on the television, on air, so he hasn't received the money that he knew he won months ago. But despite the loss, his career isn't over with Jeopardy. As Steve said, he'll be on Tournament of Champions. And he'll be up against Amy Schneider.
Yeah.
Which is,
And Matt Amodio.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of people. Matea Roach.
Yeah.
Another,
really good
some
contestants.
great competitors.
Yep. So he said, I actually, and the funny thing is, he said he's looking forward to meeting everyone, but admitted he has not followed their Jeopardy runs closely. He said, I actually don't watch the show religiously. He said, I grew up watching the show, and I'll catch it here and there, but mostly I'm working. So he's a hardworking guy.
And a nice guy. We had the
Very
interview with him,
nice
and he couldn't have been a more genuine guy.
Yep, absolutely. Let me see what else. I was sad to see this, but it's been reported before. Brett Goldstein, who serves as a writer on Ted Lasso and stars as Roy Kent, said that the show's third season is being written as its last. He said, we were writing it like that. It was planned as 3.
There's things, though, that, like in life, money can turn that around, Preston.
He said, spoiler alert, everyone dies. Goldstein's comments are consistent with what other members of the Ted Lasso crew have said in the past. In 2021, Jason Sudeikis also expressed that he saw the show ending after 3 seasons, though he hinted that he may be open to take it further if others had ideas and the opportunity presented itself.
So what you want is maybe I could see another 1 or 2 seasons if they decide to do that. The last thing you wanted to do is, though, to go on and on, because I think it is a moment in time.
Agreed. So like Stranger Things, which we still believe is brilliant.
Right.
And they're going to do a 5th season, and yes, it should
That'll
be
be
there. That is enough of that story arc, and then hopefully we'll find something else that's awesome that comes along.
Don't flirt with disaster, because this show, Ted Lasso, is perfect.
It is perfect.
And there's a wonderful turnaround if you haven't seen the end of season 2, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in play that we have to see how it resolves.
I'm so glad that I decided to, because they were up for so many awards. I'm like, it was like a Saturday morning. I'm like, all right, I'll just give this a try. You know, let me just half-hour episode. I can go through one episode, and then at the end of that episode, I was like, oh my God, I love this show.
Yeah, and it's just it's something that brings some positivity and joy to your life.
Happiness.
It's the best.
Positive. Good.
Maria Bakalova, the Oscar-nominated star of Borat subsequent movie film, will appear in the cast of James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, according to some sources. No character details were revealed for Bakalova's part for the film, which has recently wrapped filming, but another individual with knowledge of the film said that the part is a major role, and plot details have also been kept under wraps. Guardians will hit theaters May 5th of next year.
How about that James Gunn, man? He's got Peacemaker in the DC realm, and he's got Guardians in the Marvel realm.
It'll be the last film directed by him, the last Guardians film directed by him, and Dave Bautista said this is going to be his last performance as Drax. Bakalova is a Bulgarian actress who broke out with her role of Borat's daughter in 2020's Borat subsequent movie film. She was also in The Bubble, Judd Apatow's movie.
Yeah, watched it.
Was it good?
I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready for clips, I believe. Do we have the clips? Mystery clips.
We don't even have mystery clips yet.
Okay, the biggest mystery of all. Where are the clips? So, do you want to guess, Kathy?
It's so mysterious.
Where they are?
Yeah.
All right.
We're ready.
We're ready. All right, for mystery clips?
Yeah. You know what? Why not?
I don't have the sheet, so.
All right, let's play.
And I don't even know
the rules.
Oh, wait, I got the sheet, so I can...
All right, Casey can play along. Everybody else, here we go. We'll play the clip. If you know who it is, raise your hand. Here we go.
It felt like a super skeleton crew, low budget indie film because I'm playing the actor, the light department, grip, camera, hair, makeup, prop master, all of those things. And so it was certainly multitasking and using a lot of different parts of your brain.
I don't know.
Mark Harmon.
Preston's pretty close.
No, who is it?
I can't believe you guys didn't get this. That was Simone Missick.
Oh, my God!
Simone Missick.
That was Simone Missick.
Missick.
And she's talking about All Rise, which is a dramatic look at the chaotic, hopeful, and sometimes absurd lives of a group of L.A. country... It should be counting, but it says country judges. Right. And in that clip, Judge Lola Carmichael actress Simone Missick talks about filming during the pandemic.
Of course.
Yeah.
Next mystery clip. What will we get? Let's find out now.
It always feels like it's happening to someone else, and just hearing her say that kind of gave me peace of mind. I'm never going to come to terms with the fact that my face is on billboards, but it is nice to know that the experience is shared and you know, what I'm feeling isn't unnatural.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Listen, I don't expect anybody to have this young girl's name, but I thought maybe you would get
Recognize the voice?
No, but
The
maybe
movie
what she was
project?
talking about. It's not a movie. But that was
Ms. Marvel?
Yeah, Ms. Marvel. That was Iman Vellani. And she's talking about she's a high school teen with an imagination to Captain Marvel. Blah, 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 blah. Ms. Marvel premieres tomorrow only on Disney+.
All righty.
Which I'm very excited about.
And there we go. That is what we have in our entertainment report this morning. All right, we have a bunch to get to today. Our buddy Craig Shoemaker is going to be on the program. He's got a gig at the Ardmore Music Hall on Thursday. You can go to ardmoremusichall.com. And why don't we give away some screening passes for this film, Hustle, the Adam Sandler movie? Is he going to be there?
He's supposed to be there.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait.
No, not this? All right.
Oh, no, that's tonight.
Yeah, it is tonight.
That's the red carpet, right?
Let's put it this way. He might end up there. We'll have to see. So we will take callers 15, 16, and 17. It's 7 o'clock tonight at the Philadelphia Film Center.
It's a to-do.
215-263-WMMR. If you would like to go, be one of those callers, and we will set you up. The movie looks great.
It does.
I'm excited to hear the reviews on it. But let's get you to the screening. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a second. Stay with us on this gorgeous Tuesday morning.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Amp up your summer with MMR and your chance at a little road trip across our fine Commonwealth.
Warnings that definitely need to be given, and part of that is a huge part would be, obviously, if you're going to have sex, it's got to be safe sex, because that's where you can really have some serious problems.
Have it on top of a safe.
Yeah, on top of a safe sex. Make sure that you do
It's
that.
the best. No,
I know what you're saying.
You're exactly right. I think that you don't want to put you want to put caution, not abject terror.
Fear, yeah. I mean, because you're just going to... Do you want them going through life scared? Like, no. You want them to find a mate to spend the rest of their lives with.
Right.
Let me go to, hang on, Josh wants to comment. Hey, Josh, how you doing, man?
Hey, Gadzooks, guys.
Gadzooks, buddy, what's up?
So, growing up, I'm only 25. I'm not old yet. But back in high school, I wasn't a serial dater, but for some reason I always used to get those strict Italian dads.
Okay.
And the one thing that always softened them up, I mean, they're the guys that look you dead in the eye and goes, you're dating my oldest daughter, and all you have to do is look them back square in the eye and don't back down. And they soften up right away.
So it's a test almost.
I want you to know you're dating my oldest daughter. And I want you to know it's all finger stuff right now. I respect that. You have finally have the balls to tell me what I always know is happening.
They appreciate the honesty, right?
In fact, I call her the bowling ball.
Dear God.
No, that's you are a man's man who can admit to that. I want, if you can, to tell me the various things you achieve along the way.
Yeah.
Like a video game.
Yeah. I bring this story up for one reason only. It involves Roger Ailes. Which is my favorite.
I want to fart in your mouth.
Oh, my God. If you have not seen the most recent Daily Rush videos with Roger Ailes' voice, I've watched it like 15 times.
He's so jowly and so disgusting.
CNN journalist and weekend co-anchor Allison Camerota said Sunday that former Fox News Channel chairman and CEO Roger Ailes, who resigned last summer from the network, he founded 2 decades ago because of sexual harassment allegations, sexually harassed her too. In an interview on CNN's Reliable Sources, Camerota, who worked at Fox for more than 10 years, described what happened when she first began there. She said, when I was first starting out at Fox,
Poop in my big gulp cup.
and I was single, and I remember Roger being in his office, and I was saying that I wanted more opportunity. He said, well, I would have to work with you.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to fart in my mouth. That's your first opportunity. Are you gassy? Yeah.
She said,
Smells like hickory. You from the South?
It's simultaneously hilarious and disgusting.
Yeah, it's so disgusting.
She's saying that he said, I would have to work with you on that case, and I would have to work with you really closely, and it might require us getting to know each other better, and that might have to happen away from here, and it might have to happen at a hotel.
Oh, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I said, yeah, I think I do know what you're saying.
Yeah. Do you really know?
And then he invited her to hop up on the desk.
I want to wear your ass like a CPAP mask.
Direct.
Camera. That's just how he breathes.
Yeah, her cheeks are like caving in as he's inhaling.
Is it too hard? Change my diaper.
Oh,
There's a lot in there. You know, the beginning of the season when you get that soil delivered to your home.
mulch? Is that what it smells like? It's like mulch.
It's like a pile of mulch. There's a prize in there for you.
Oh, God.
A contract to do weekends here.
I'm going to lead the introduction with our next guest with a quote from Rocky Balboa. Man, you look good for an older guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl Weathers.
Oh, my God. Preston.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that, I think, kind summation of what's going on here.
You look damn good.
Look at this. Now Steve's going to jump in on it.
No, are we
Okay.
correct? Are you coming up on 70?
Jeez, man. Why did you have to go there this early in the
Because
morning?
it defies
Yes.
I would not. You look really good.
You look good.
Yeah, I don't go that way, but I just
All right.
might.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
hey, man, you know what? Whatever happens, okay? I may not be
kismet.
included, but you're okay. You're okay with me.
Man, we've been wanting to meet you for a long time. This is a really special treat for us.
Thank you so much. Great to be back in the city of brotherly love.
You are a Philadelphian. Regardless, you will always be an honored citizen of this city.
That is one of the nicest things anybody has ever said to me, Steve. I appreciate that.
And it's the truth, because we were talking about this earlier, and obviously you are at the cornerstone of so many pop culture great moments in all of our lives. But the Apollo Creed was essential for Rocky, for that movie. You provided a heart and a performance that was so essential for that all to work, and you know, the counterbalance too. You weren't a one-dimensional character, and I think it's you, the actor and the person that you are, that made us really say, this is a good man too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that made it more complex.
Well, you know, Steve, you just brought a tear to my eye because not only was I pop culture, but I'm an artist. I'm an artist, Steve. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
it's true.
Look, I am so, first of all, I'm appreciative of that, you know, those compliments. I got to say, though, man, I had such a great time in the movies, all those Rocky movies and many other movies I've done, but we were very blessed to have such a great cast, you know, and to have such great words for Apollo Creed to say, written by Sylvester Stallone. We had great direction in the first movie, John Avildsen, but in the subsequent movies, Sly was directing, and he is a great director. I maintain this to this day, and he's heard me say this, and he probably would like try to knock me out for saying this, but honestly, as good an actor as he is, I think he's a better director.
Hey, Carl, I have a question about two different characters you played in two different types of movies, but they have a similarity, and I'm talking about Dylan in Predator, and then Chubbs in Happy Gilmore. I don't know if anybody made...
I love it. They have similarities. Okay.
Well, they do.
I know where you're going.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
All right, so then I don't even have to go there.
That's right.
Damn alligator bit my hand.
Oh my! So the alligator bit your damn right hand off, and the predator shot your right arm off.
Yes.
Was that done on purpose by
by whom?
By Adam Sandler?
That's a good question. I never asked Adam that. You know, I really never did. But I seem to have this propensity for losing my appendages.
Did you get to keep any of the props? Did you get to keep?
Man, what a fool I am, because I didn't. Neither of those movies. Well, that's not true, because from Predator, the only thing I have is this beautiful knife that was forged. We all had these knives that were made by this great knife maker, and I don't remember his name right now, but it's beautiful, right? So no, I didn't keep the arm. I wish I had. And no, I didn't keep the damned hand that the damned alligator bit off.
I'll tell you what, that Predator arm, if you were to hold that up, just without me knowing, I would have said, yep, that's Carl Weathers' arm.
It looked pretty real, didn't it? Well, you know, they took the mold of the arm, man. My guns had to, you know, like stand out, and all the sinew in these muscles had to stand out while the gun's pumping while it's in my hand, and the arms jumping up and down, you know.
Dude, that handshake between you and Arnold when when you first see each other.
It is classic, isn't it? It is classic.
Man and man.
By the way, I have coined that the man shake.
Yes.
That is not a handshake. That is a man shake.
Carl, have you ever been to a sporting event in Philadelphia where they've done Rocky montages during the sporting event itself?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
It's amusing and it gets you going, you know. But the scene that comes to mind is when you and Rocky are running on the beach and then you end up hugging one another.
Yes.
Because it's sort of comical at this point.
There are a lot of people who look at that and think, these two guys like each other. They really like each other.
But you guys are in such phenomenal shape at that point too, you know. So it's one of those things where you can't help but giggle a little.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, I think somebody asked me a question about, you know, whether Rocky was, I think it was your competition or one of your competitors, and it was Eisen, you know, and he was asking about, you know, what people think of that show, and his thought was that it's really not a sports movie, it's a love story.
Yeah.
And I think there is a lot of truth in that. And I say it's actually both, because it's set so well and rooted so well in this role in this world of sport and in boxing in particular. But what makes the thing about sports, in a way, all about love, is that it's not romantic love, but it really is about men loving competition and loving the competitor because of what you go through to be at the top of your game.
How much did sports help set you up and prepare you for the process of becoming an actor?
Oh man, it's prepared me for life.
Yeah,
you know, in my mind, and maybe others feel differently about it. But there's something about teamwork, number one. To be on a team, you learn something about that from a very early age. What it takes, what your job is on that team, how to be your best at your job, how not to let others down because you have responsibilities, you know, you have assignments on that team.
But speaking of the best, I mean, I think a lot of people would agree that during the 80s, Tom Selleck had the best mustache, but I think you give him a run for his 80s.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I gave him a run for it in his 80s. Okay. No, yeah, Tom, I know. Tom's reputation, not only as an actor, but as an actor with a mustache. Yes, it sets him apart. I got to give him props for it because that's a bush, man. That's a bush.
Okay. Yours is the most rocking.
Yes.
Listen, we are just absolutely elated that you came by here today. We love you. We love your work. And as Steve had said so eloquently, you're a member of this city, this community, you know, just because of the relationship and with the Rocky films and what it means to this city and everything. So we're just really happy that you're here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate
Preston.
it, man. Yeah.
I'm always, you know, every time I come here, there's so much hospitality. People really kind of open their arms. And of course, if Apollo Creed's walking down the street, you're going to get a little attention. Just a little bit, you know. So, you know, I mean, you know, props to Sly for taking us home with running up those steps, man. If it, you know, there's running up those steps kind of like sets the tone for everything when it comes to Rocky, you know. And, you know, running through the district there and seeing all the folks who are selling their goods in the morning, you know, from soup to nuts, man, having them turn around and watch Rocky and cheer him on. So we're really all very fortunate that this city embraced not only the movie, but embraced the concept of the winner, you know, and the guy from, you know, kind of underdog who makes it, man. And for all of us, you know, anybody who's ever been or felt like an underdog, Rocky is kind of our anthem.
Yes,
you know? So
absolutely.
we thank you. We thank you here in Philadelphia.
Chicago Justice, Sunday, NBC 10, 9 o'clock. Carl Weathers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you guys see this? An anonymous hacker has released 5 episodes of Orange is the New Black Season 5 after Netflix reportedly failed to meet the criminal's financial demands. What? It is unclear how much the hacker demanded. The first 10 episodes of the season were shared shortly before 6 a.m. on Saturday, leaked in 10 different files. They totaled about 11.46 gigabytes. The hacker, who goes by the handle of the Dark Overlord...
Ma! I'm trying to do something!
Kicked off the leak
when you're done, Dark Overlord, take the garbage out.
By publishing the premiere episode for the forthcoming Orange is the New Black season Friday to the Pirate Bay.
This is my son, the Dark Overlord.
The streaming giant has set June 9th as release for Orange is the New Black. No word on whether Netflix will move that date up. In a statement, Netflix said, "We are aware of the situation. A production vendor used by several major TV studios has had its security compromised, and the appropriate law enforcement authorities are involved.
You know, I was trying to think about this, and Netflix didn't buckle to the demand. I don't know how much impact this has because
Zero
because it's $9 a month.
You
for
already
Netflix. You already have it. More than likely. So, and you're not going to watch it any quicker or any sooner than you would normally. So I wonder where the damage is really. Maybe in some people who aren't already subscribing. You know, Adam Sandler's a good actor.
Yep.
The trailer looks solid. You know that they were authentically shooting all around the area. So I'm very psyched.
Yep. Case you kind of exhaled. What?
Rocky's number one, right?
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Well, yes, of course it's going to be number one, right?
No, it's not.
No. All right, so
it's Racing Stripes.
Number 10 on this list is Rocky 2. So that's when he ends up beating Apollo, right?
Yeah. You know what? I like Rocky too. It's not, oddly enough, it's very dismissible for me.
To me, it seems like Rocky was so successful that they were like, we need to do Rocky over again, but he wins at the end.
You kind of nailed it, and it was sort of the inevitable. He had to win. It was. So I guess that's why it held less impact for me because you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
and he had to win. And they had the Adrian in the coma in the hospital and all that stuff. It was Stallone directing, and he proved he could direct.
Steve, so you mentioned Adrian in the coma.
What are we waiting for? Come on! Yeah, what are we waiting for? And you see, you don't see it, Preston, but as Mickey's in his zeal to get out of he pulls out one of the IVs.
Oh, and he yanks the whole thing. She goes,
I got some bad news. Somehow, one of her wires popped out and she's dead.
Is that the one where he chases the chicken too? When he's training him and has
and he's it's really well done. He had the priest. He has the priest that he yells to from the window. He's driving the Trans Am. Remember that? Yeah. It's well done.
Is that really where the bells come in, like the boom, and when the Rocky theme starts?
Yes.
Like that. Not that.
No. Okay.
What the hell was that?
You know, is that the bell that they use at Eagles games?
Yeah, they use it a lot in sports events now. It's the best of the pumping you up Rocky theme music.
Yes, I agree. I love that. But Steve, I think I speak for you. There's 2 movies in that franchise, Rocky 1 and Rocky Balboa.
Stop it. And sometimes I'm like, people don't, how can you not see it?
Yeah.
I love them both. Those to me capture that spirit. And God almighty, Rocky's so good. I just watched it again in its entirety straight through, and you just appreciate how fantastic it is.
Yeah. Rocky 4 is good. It is a good movie.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's not Rocky 5.
Did you see the director's cut?
Not yet.
His edition?
Have you seen it yet?
He tweaked. No, I've seen. I've seen some of the things that they've done. They removed some of the cheese from it. Stallone did. Again, look at all the. Not only in those movies was Stallone getting into near pass out, ripped up shape to be in the movies, he was also writing and directing.
But like for me,
massive accomplishment.
When did that come out? 87, 88, 89, something like that?
Around that time.
It was, and they catered that movie to me. Do you know what I mean? Like to some 13, 14, 15-year-old kid. Yeah.
But I think the one like Rocky 3, Clubber Lang, and then it kind of leaves the planet for a while with Rocky 4, and then Rocky 5 tried to be, really, down to earth.
They've tried to dial it back too much,
and that's where they made Rocky just completely brain dead.
I guess Rocky Balboa was the movie that Rocky 5 was actually trying to be.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So is Creed in this franchise?
Creed is in this franchise, but let's move on to this list. Mike Cielski's column of the best and worst Philly sports movies of all time. Number 9 he puts down as Invincible as one of the best.
It's a good movie.
Franchises. Yeah, it is a good movie. There are things I liked about it and other things that didn't touch too well.
That
with
are
me.
cheesy and hokey, but it captures, I think, the spirit of the Philadelphia sports fan. I think it's telling that there's really no victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not. Well, no. The victory was...
You played really well.
He picked up a fumble and took it in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Or he had a strip sack or something like that.
You did a good thing there.
I think they got 3 wins that season, Case, or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, a player just did something good.
They didn't win the Super Bowl. They didn't win a playoff game. They won a game.
They won a game.
But he was a nobody.
Yeah.
who
That's
was
the
able
story.
who was able to make a difference in a game.
And
he got a couple of years out of a career out of it.
Totally,
So,
yeah.
And his friends and the bar and his kind of
These things.
Elizabeth Banks, the girl who she was a Giants fan. Remember, she's from she didn't. They thought we were going to get together, but they got together. It was very good.
Thank you.
We met a kid yesterday named Holden, and Holden is the son of one of the stars of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, what was the guy's name?
Greg Kinnear?
No.
Stink Fisher.
Stink Fisher, that's
Yeah.
it. So we met Stink Fisher's boy Holden yesterday.
Yeah,
And speaking of Greg Kinnear, he was good as Vermeil.
He was.
He was?
Yeah.
He was really good. So, Invincible, it's a good movie. All right, this one I never saw. Warrior.
Yes.
He has his number 8.
That is a really good movie. That's one of the first times I saw Tom Hardy.
Oh, that's the MMA movie?
The MMA movie.
Yeah, okay.
2 brothers, one from Philadelphia, one from Pittsburgh, battle in a mixed martial arts tournament, and in doing so learn how to love each other and come to terms with their family, turmoil, and the darkest mistakes and moments of their past.
It's not a bad movie by any stretch. It's a good movie. It's engaging.
It just sort of wraps up a little bit too quick. I actually just watched it for the first time maybe a month or 2 months ago.
They
And I-
should have had 6 jars of farts.
Well, I just thought it just sort of wrapped up too tidily and too nice and very quickly.
Agreed. You know what,
know?
though? Here's the deal. Do you guys agree with this in general? Give me enough of what a good sports triumph movie should have, and I'll play along through the cheesy, hokey stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so, and Warriors did that.
And what this movie, so now that we have all these streaming things, so this movie just wrapped up too quickly because they only did it in a 2-hour
They were supposed to go
span.
into space.
No. But they did it they only had 2 hours to
Right.
get this
Yep.
whole story together. And now with all these streaming platforms, you can give it the treatment that it perhaps
It's
needs.
basically what Frank Grillo's series did. You
Yeah.
know, it was the same thing. He was able to carry it out over a longer run.
Yep.
Number 7 on this list of best Philly sports movies, Creed, at number 7. And
Creed's great.
I liked it. I thought it was a really
And Stallone.
Here's what I loved in Creed, and slight spoiler alert on this, but Rocky's retired. He's definitely not fighting anymore. He's training Apollo Creed's son. But in true Rocky form, they find a way to make him train and fight again, but he's fighting cancer.
Yeah.
And they treat it almost like he's training for a boxing match. And I'm like, they did it.
Brilliant.
I'm like, they did it. They got Rocky to fight without fighting. He's fighting a battle of cancer. And I'm like, I thought it was brilliant. I
It
thought
was like an analogy.
it was
Wait, what?
An analogy. That's when you have hay fever.
How do you spell
That's
that?
an allergy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I thought that
K-A-T.
I thought it was brilliantly done the way they handled that part of it.
Do you know
And-
what it's like in Rocky Balboa, Preston, the conceit that had the video game pairing.
Yeah. How did they make it happen?
Yes,
And they did it.
That was really well done.
And they also in that movie were able to introduce the word John to the rest of the world.
That is true. She explains it to him, and they start using it in the movie. And then number 6 on this list, I like this movie. It's a dark movie. Big fan.
Yeah, oh my God! Yeah, with Patton Oswalt.
With Patton Oswalt.
It was
Casey, you got to watch
tremendous
it.
performance.
Yeah.
It's Casey.
I've seen the beginning of it.
As a football fan and somebody who will spar occasionally with Giants fans, you'll love the dynamic between those guys.
Only a little part of it takes place in Philly.
Yeah.
But he has a spat with a guy from Philadelphia Phil is what he
Yes.
calls himself, and that's
Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
And it's a dark look at somebody who really takes their fandom too far.
It's gotten away from them.
Too seriously.
It impacts their life to a ridiculous amount. But Patton Oswalt, I was like, that's my first time seeing him in like a dramatic turn.
Yeah.
I was like, he was really good
All
in
right.
it. But yeah, Casey,
I'll give it a go.
It's a good movie, and it's an interesting dynamic. I don't want to give it away, but he gets put in a strange position where his quote unquote fandom takes over.
Yes.
You'll have to see it.
Plus,
but
there's a radio element to it as well.
Yeah.
So, like, dealing with sports radio and what they have to deal with, those guys down the hall, like on a daily basis, is an interesting dynamic as well.
But then also, the thing is, the radio callers, they start to become like their own character, right?
Yep. Uh-huh.
They have their own nicknames that they've given themselves, and so they play into it as well. So.
All right, here's one I'm not familiar with. It's called The Last Game.
I saw it on the list as well. I'd heard the title. I've never seen it.
All right, so Kathy, this will be interesting to you because it's in Bucks County. He said it's a personal favorite. This documentary by a pair of independent filmmakers chronicles 1999 Central Bucks High School West football season.
Oh, yeah.
The final season in the storied career of Mike Pettin.
Yeah, Mike Pettin. So that guy had this long storied career.
Okay.
Coaching, was at CB West. And as a matter of fact, my brothers, when he played for Cardinal O'Hara, played against his team.
I think there was a lot of indication of steroid use and stuff like that, right? Is that what this documentary is, or no?
I'll read you the description. It says, from CB West rivalry with North Penn, coached at the time by Mike Pettin Jr., to the Bucks' dramatic run to a third consecutive state championship. The story had plenty of natural drama and intriguing storylines, and anyone familiar with the history of Doylestown and or CB West football, under Pettin, the Bucks were arguably the top program in the country and can attest to the film's accuracy.
Okay, so maybe that's not it.
He didn't explain that in this.
Didn't delve into that.
He did not delve. Thank you. All right, so I don't know if you consider this a sports movie or not, but number 4 is Silver Linings Playbook.
I could see where you could in a way because it's so essential to De Niro's character, and it's a prominent character in the movie, and also, Bradley Cooper's. Is it technically?
No, unless you consider the dance competition to be a sport as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're constantly the movie revolves around watching the games and the betting
and
that's taking place.
superstition.
and
the rituals.
superstition as well. And you know what, man? I know it won all the awards and people loved it. I didn't really like it a whole lot.
So how many stars out of 4 would you give it?
Like,
you can do half stars if you.
Yeah, maybe like 2.5, and that's just on a personal thing.
I thought it was okay.
I didn't love the characters, but some people, like my buddy's daughter, it is like her all-time favorite movie.
So for me, 3 stars, enjoyable. I like their romance, the flawed characters, and that's it.
Yeah.
I agree it wasn't as massive as it was depicted as, but a good movie.
But it struck a chord with a lot of people.
Was it up for Oscars? And
Yes.
stuff? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she, Jennifer Lawrence, won an Oscar.
I couldn't remember.
Best Supporting Actress, right?
I believe
Didn't
so.
She win for that. Yeah.
Actress in a leading role.
Leading role. Yeah, that's right. That wasn't a supporting role.
It was nominated for Best Picture and Best Actor for Bradley Cooper, Best Supporting Actor, De Niro. So, a lot of nominations.
Okay. If we're leaving anything out, please feel free to give us a call. All right, 215-263-WMMR. These are the best Philly sports movies. This is Mike Cielski, columnist, who wrote this article. Number 3 on this list, strange movie, Foxcatcher.
DuPont.
Yeah, and I know they take a little bit of license with the actual story in it, but Steve Carell is just like gross.
He's goo-goo for Go-Go Bugs.
He is that. He's nutty. He goes over the top. But it's a
you don't recognize Carell too, by the. I mean, with the prosthesis or whatever he's wearing.
Yep. And what's his name? Who plays the
Channing
wrestler?
Tatum?
No.
Anthony Michael Hall?
No.
Mark Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo. He got really beefed up for that role.
Yeah.
He's hard to recognize, but it's a messed up story, and that whole John DuPont going off the rails mental illness thing.
Wrestlers in the walls.
Yeah. It's crazy, and it's kind of hard to watch. But another, dramatic role that you're not used to seeing Steve Carell in. Number 2, speaking of wrestling, The Wrestler.
Yeah.
He considers that a Philadelphia sports movie.
So it's taking place in proximity? Is it? I didn't make the connection that it's.
They end up in Atlantic City at one point, right?
Right.
Yes.
I
think.
When he reunites with his daughter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider it a Philly movie, though.
Me either, but I guess it's in
It's a great
proximity.
movie.
Maybe that last match takes place in the Philadelphia region. I don't remember.
The one
It's been a
thing you
while.
can't argue is that from beginning to end, it is so funny.
It's hilarious. No, it is a brilliant movie.
It's heart-wrenching.
And it's tough. It's tough to watch. A lot of heartbreaks in that movie. But
And
it's
you
great.
understand why he won the Oscar.
Yeah. Number 1 on this list is Rocky.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah. So he puts that in as the great, and I agree.
And the way it should be.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, I think he really made a mistake by leaving Rocky Balboa off of here.
Oh, my God.
that
Yeah. No,
movie's-
that's more than Silver Linings Play. I know you go to the Rocky well a lot with these things because, that's That is the most famous sports movie to come out of this city.
Is that the best Philadelphia movie? Is it better than Philadelphia? Is it better than...
The boxing scene in Philadelphia is not as good because he's so sick.
Is it better than The Sixth Sense?
He didn't stand a chance.
No. Why did it even make that match?
I think it's the greatest Philadelphia movie ever.
Okay.
Or it's the one that I immediately think of. But
even over the Philadelphia Experiment?
But what did you mention?
Sixth Sense, Philadelphia.
Sixth Sense. Pretty
Unbreakable
freaking
is a Philadelphia movie.
Yeah.
Maybe that's another topic for another time.
That's a tough call. Wow. Interesting. All right, let me ask you this. Speaking of topics, and this is one to bring up out of nowhere. What is the Philadelphia sports movie yet to be made? What story? What story is out there that would make for a good movie?
I know one.
And you can't just say the Eagles Super Bowl because a team wins the Super Bowl every year. It's got to have something.
Rob Zombie's
beyond that.
Broad Street Bullies.
Broad Street Bullies
was supposed to be made.
Yeah.
It was like 60% on the way.
Yeah.
And it was looked like it was going to happen, and it didn't.
Yeah, that's a good story, and sort of the rise out of coming out of nowhere, because they were a young franchise at the time, right? They were 67, 68 is when they were started, and so they won the Stanley Cup by 74. For me, the Eric Lindros story is a fascinating one. The rise and fall of that guy. And his departure when he left in 99, 2000.
That would make for interesting.
What was it? I'm sorry?
The rise and fall of Eric Lindros.
Okay.
The taking of the captaincy off of his jersey. They did it on live television. The Bob Clark and Ed Snyder versus Eric's dad, Carl. And like all of that drama, to me, is fascinating.
There was a brief period in time where Daniel Day-Lewis had signed to play Barbara.
No.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
He is amazing.
In that
he can pull it off.
suit?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
No, I think the story of Leonard Toast, the former owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, he essentially lost the team because of, I believe, gambling.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. Somebody pointed this out. Nick, you'll have to remind me. Somebody said the Flyers versus the Red Army. Didn't they play the national Russian team? The Flyers did as their warm up for Olympics. I thought.
Well, it was an international series.
Yeah. And the Flyers played so dirty.
They left the ice.
That they left the ice, right?
It was a game at the Spectrum, and the Flyers were a physical team.
No, we didn't play the hockey the best that we could have, but we played to win.
I think that was 76.
And you not know neither borscht.
But that could have been. Was that Broad Street Bullies?
Yeah, I mean, it was after they won the Stanley Cup, but they were still the same team, essentially, and they played rough, and the Dave Schultz and the Watson brothers and the whole nine, and they played so tough against the Red Army team that the Red Army team said, we're not playing anymore. They left the ice, and it took forever for them to come back out.
I would like to see the movie that depicts the setting of 3 world records in the dumpster pool.
Oh,
sure.
In one day.
In one day.
Yeah, that could be a good one.
I mean, we have a documentary of it, but I think, something a little bit more dramatic.
A number of callers are saying that this one should be on the list. I'm going to go to Chris. Hey, Chris, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, buddy?
So I'm going to premise this. I am not an Eagles fan. I cannot stand the Eagles. I can't even stand the color green. That's how much I can't stand the Eagles.
Wow. Okay.
Should I hang up on him now?
Well, I don't know. Where are you from, Chris?
I'm from this area. I'm a Philly guy. I'm from Newark, Delaware. I love the Flyers. I bleed black and orange. Like, I'm a diehard Flyers fan.
Okay.
That's not the only team I bleed for Philly. So that's why it's kind of shocking. I'm calling about this movie here. It's the garbage-picking, field goal-kicking Philadelphia phenomenon with Tony Danza.
Tony Danza. Yeah, that's
he went from a garbage man to a field goal kicker for the Eagles.
Among the worst movies
It's a
ever
classic,
made.
yeah.
It's so bad.
I've never seen it. I've heard of it.
Well,
it's very bad.
You should rent it. And actually, you should rent out a theater and go watch it there.
That bad, Chris, huh?
Yeah, somebody pointed out to me I have a phobia with green. They're like, you don't like Seattle, you don't even like the Dolphins, you don't like Green Bay. I'm like, well, maybe I just don't like the color green. Apparently,
that's probably it.
That's it. All right, thanks, man.
Make sure you see it in IMAX.
The trash picking, field goal kicking,
Philadelphia
phenomenon. Okay,
it's bad,
and he just happened to, All right, let me go to our buddy Craig Legans is on the line. Hey, Craig, good morning.
by myself, I'll take you all
physically and sexually.
We'll go behind that shed there. All right, Craig. So, are you calling in for what needs to be told? The story that would make a good movie?
Yeah, that, and there's also a movie that a lot of people haven't seen. It's called Snipes, that was set here in Philly. It's not a sports movie, but it's a competition film, and I thought it made a good sports movie. It was about the culture of tagging. See all graffiti art in Philly?
Right.
Well, there was this movie called Snipes where rival taggers, rival graffiti artists competed with each other to see who could get the best spot, like the most impossible to get spot to tag their name in Philly.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, it was made in the early 2000s, but I thought it was a great Philly sports film. As far as a movie that should be a film, Nick, you mentioned Eric Lindros. That's a great one. For me, would be the Chris Carter story. When Chris Carter was a Philadelphia Eagle.
All he did was score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would you cut this guy? All he did was score touchdowns, and goes to Minnesota, goes in the Hall of Fame. His drug problem was so out of control while he was in Philly that Buddy Ryan cut him just so he would get into rehab. And Chris Carter even mentions that Buddy Ryan's the one that saved his life.
Okay.
That sounds compelling.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I like Chris Carter now as a commentator, but his time in Philly was nothing but success on the field and nothing but tragedy off the field.
What about sports scandals and in the area? What would make for a compelling movie?
Well, the 93 Phillies, there's a lot of scandals surrounding those guys, and like they made it to the World Series. That's the Mitch Williams, Joe Carter series. But there were so many steroids on that 93 team. And Lenny Dykstra and Pete Incaviglia and Darren Dalton. There's a story to be told there.
And this is my daughter. Hi, Daddy.
Also, Pete Rose's time in Philly during the strike year, because he was on the verge of breaking the record for the most hits in National League, and he couldn't play for a while. So that was, many people consider that was when the time he had off was when the gambling really kicked in when he was in Philly.
I think the story is just in the beginning, and it's being told right now. But Jordan Mailata, the left tackle for the Eagles, I mean, here's a guy who never played a down of football, was a rugby player, an enormous rugby player coming out of Australia, and he is. I mean, he's one of the best left tackles in the entire league.
It sounds like the story to Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah.
Or Joel Embiid, who didn't start playing basketball until he was 14.
Yeah.
To play soccer, and now look at him. He's pretty good.
That's pretty. He's pretty good.
All right, thanks, Craig. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, guys.
Somebody texted in the sports story that needs to be told. Philadelphia sports story needs to be told. The Dick Button story.
The Dick Button story. I love it.
Skater. Yes, we should definitely do the Dick Button story.
Button, Dick.
Yeah. It sells itself. I see the poster right now.
That's my name backwards.
Some people are texting in Iverson.
It's his birthday, so sure.
It is his birthday.
What do you think? What do you think? With that?
Yeah.
There's a story there, right?
There was a downfall there too, and a pretty bad one. And the fact that how much fame he had and how good he was, and the whole no practice and all that. I think there's definitely a story there.
Do you think there would ever be, and would have ties to here, a Kobe Bryant story? I don't know if his family would want something like that, at least not now.
Right.
But I mean, because of the way he tragically died and all of that. But I mean, clearly there's a story there. I mean, he went on to be one of the absolute greatest.
Look, they can take one incident and build a movie around it. They've done it many times.
Yeah, true. Yeah. You don't have to do the whole life.
Right.
You can do a portion of what's happening in someone's life.
Like the wrestler focused on mainly his good years.
Yeah. Let me go. Hang on. Let me go to Daniel. Hey, Daniel, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, buddy. All right. What's the movie you wanted to mention?
A movie I wanted to mention was about the Taney Dragons back in 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
When they went into the Little League World Series.
They
had Monet Davis as their pitcher. And
Monet, that's right.
They were destroying.
Yeah,
and that was a national story for a while.
Yeah, that could be a good one. What is she up to, by the way, Monet Davis?
Is she playing?
Thanks for your call, Daniel.
College softball.
Here, Nick just pulled up.
Well, she's 20. Oh no, she's 20 now. It's her birthday in a couple of weeks, and her middle name is IKEA.
I think that's very cool, man. My middle name is Walmart.
Oh my God, I'm Target.
Dude, actually, it is Michael, like Michael's.
Yeah, it's
So-
true. Yeah. And Paul, I'm not after a saint, Paul McCartney. I think Ron has a great suggestion.
All right, let me go to him. Hi, Ron. Good morning.
Hey, you guys rock.
Thanks, buddy. All right, what's Philadelphia sports movie to be made?
Before I get to that, there's a great story behind the Flyers and the Russians.
Yeah.
The Russians are in the dressing room, and I read it in the Complete Spectrum. It's a great book. Ed Snyder goes in there, and he goes, if you guys don't get the F back on the ice, you're not getting paid. And that's what made him go back on the ice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's called Complete Spectrum.
That's very cool.
Cool, man.
So there's a great story. It's almost like Rocky and Apollo Creed. Joe Frazier would be a great movie, but it would not be mostly about Joe Frazier. It's how Joe Frazier made Muhammad Ali so famous. Muhammad Ali would have been famous, but Harold Cosell documented that it was the rivalry between them that made Ali so famous, and it was Joe Frazier that had a lot to do with it.
You're right, and so you'd have the Ali story has been told a number of times. In fact, he played himself in his movie, so that's been told many times. To get an angle that would do Joe Frazier right, and his importance in all of that is the film that still needs to be made.
I agree.
Yeah, there's also a small one. If I could say one more, nobody's going to get this one. There was a guy that lived in Veterans Stadium that worked in the park.
We had him on.
Yeah, we talked to him. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a crazy movie.
That would be a good one.
Gambled, he did drugs, he drank.
The whole damn thing.
I like it.
There's a lot of stories there.
Thanks,
I
Ron.
don't know how many of
All
them
right,
were
guys.
true. But like when that guy
Like when the Pope came by.
I was going to say, you know what, the likelihood of a movie getting made needs to be, it has to be someone who's nationally famous. So I was thinking that, Joe Frazier would make sense and a few others. But then again, I'm wrong because Invincible was not about, Vince Papale's very, very famous here and known around the league a little bit. But in the pantheon of things, he's not one of the all-time greats. So, and that worked because it's a story. It's a great story, even though it ended with him just winning a game. Let me go to Dave. Hey, Dave, good morning.
Gadzooks.
Hey, Gadzooks, buddy, what's up?
Julius Erving single-handedly changed basketball forever.
Yeah.
There should be a good Dr. J movie. I mean, a big screen, big budget. Julius Erving inspired Michael Jordan, for crying out loud.
Yeah, there have been documentaries, you're right, but there hasn't been that full-throated, life story movie. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, Dr. J is a great one.
He changed this town, and, the Sixers were horrible.
Here's a guy who left a successful medical career.
Thanks, Dave. As a doctor.
As a neurosurgeon.
I love Dr. J.
I know.
He's my favorite Sixer of all time, and I'm watching Winning Time on HBO right now. I just finished it up, but the Lakers in 1980 played the Sixers in the finals, and Magic Johnson was a rookie, and Dr. J was an established star. And the dynamic between those two guys, even though it's a fictionalized portrayal of the two, was really, really well done. And Dr. J, in a way, took Magic Johnson under his wing, but he also knew he was the star, and Magic was not yet a star. It's a really great series.
It sucks because I was too young to appreciate him and Charles Barkley, being on the court at the same time. I've
Moses.
seen them in Moses, and
Mo Cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever met Dr. J?
I did on a plane in 1984, going to the Olympics. And Turquoise was on the plane as well, and I shook his hand.
Okay, did you see him stand up on the plane? Because that had
I
to have
stood
been-
next to him.
Yeah,
really?
I stood next to him. I was a kid at the time, so I was 9, and got off the plane and shook his hand. My grandfather introduced me to him, and it's a memorable moment in my life because, Kathy, I know you've had the same experience, but your hand disappears in his,
and
it's this massive thing.
Seeing him on a plane would be like you being in a kid's, playhouse.
It's
completely hunched over and
Yes.
so on. I would love to meet him sometime.
Yeah.
He's just, he's a class act
for sure,
and just one of the all-time greats.
I stood next to him at a bar in Philly, and actually Matt Cord introduced me to him. And Nick, I shook his hand, and that was literally, I think that's the one thing I remember is how giant his hand was, and it's just like another world. Like I couldn't believe it.
All right, let me go to Lewis here. Hey, Lewis, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, the Philly sports movie yet to be made.
I think Concrete Charlie, so Chuck Penderek from the Eagles. I mean, he's 40 years before my time, but every thing I've read about him and watched about him, just
you're
what
nodding. Casey's nodding.
Yeah, I mean, and also like he's one of the most iconic pictures in Philadelphia sports history as well. Him standing over, was it Len Dawson?
Frank Gifford.
Frank Gifford.
Frank Gifford. Yeah, just lays this guy out, and he's just standing over him like he's just, standing over a dead body.
Wow. Yeah, we're looking at that picture. Not growing up here, I'm not familiar with that, but that looks, yes.
By the way, look at how ripped up the field is.
Oh, yeah. Is that Franklin Field? It's got to be, right? And so, yeah, he won the championship in 1960, and then I don't know if he also won in 48, but yeah, for the long time, that was the only championship that the Eagles had, or the most recent, until they won the Super Bowl in 2017.
Wow.
I think maybe a story of the making of Buddies Watching You.
Yeah, that'd be great. The composing, the long late night songwriting sessions.
By the way, I didn't go through the 3 worst movies on Mike's list here. So the 3 worst Philly sports movies, and then we're going to have to take a break. Stealing Home with Mark Harmon. It was in the 1980s. Played Billy Wyatt, once a hot prospect for the Phillies who had fallen on hard times, has to figure out what to do with the ashes of his late friend / first love, played by Jodie Foster. Lots of shots at Chestnut Hill and a ridiculous scene set in Vet Stadium, he says. But other than that, for the local nostalgia, Stealing Home isn't worth a rewatch. It's, in fact, it's trite. He said Roger Ebert wrote that he, quote, left the screening wondering if any movie could possibly be that bad.
It was on the heels of like Bull Durham and The Natural and other great baseball movies, and it just did not live up.
Okay. How about a movie called Pride?
Oh, yeah.
This movie aspires to be Remember the Titans for swimming and fails for being too formulaic. Amid racism in the 1970s, Philadelphia Rec Center coach refurbishes an old pool, teaches several black kids to swim, and leads them into a big meet. The acting is overwrought, the characters are one-dimensional, and the script lacks any complexity or nuance. Never saw it, don't know.
No, not familiar.
And then the last one he mentioned, worst movie in Philadelphia, Rocky V.
I think
that's where we get Rantlers and the whole up on the roof thing. That's from Rocky V.
It really is. Because, listen, because you compare it to the genius of Rocky and Rocky Balboa and all the stuff we love about Stallone, that attempt, that as Nick pointed out, that first swipe at a Rocky Balboa type story was so bad.
We need to go through that movie. I'll bet you there's some other gems we could find.
My God, yeah.
We have only scratched the surface, and that's the reindeer on the roof thing. The Rantlers.
Can we play the whole Rantlers clip?
Do we have that whole thing? He's going to have to...
Sorry.
No, we got it.
Dig that up. But
we forgot about Mighty Max.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you were in Mighty Max, right?
Yeah.
Star.
What was that the flight attendant? I think it was.
You were the hooker.
So many roles.
I know, but Nick, I've had so many roles. You think I can remember all of them? God.
Was that a basketball movie?
Yeah. Immaculata College.
Yes.
Okay.
The women.
I can't believe we just come up on the roof. He just landed there and crashed. And what do you think it is?
Do I hear reindeer on my roof?
Rantlers, unbelievable. It's like $1 billion. Whoa! Come on, look who's here. You know this guy. He's gonna be next Christmas before he gets down. Hey, they put it together for Santa. Hey! Merry Xmas, yo. Hey, I don't think you got it right, Santa. No. It's ho, ho, ho.
I need you to stop talking.
I've said this many times.
Shut up, man. You're gonna try to Santa Claus.
So
that was the best take.
Yeah.
Yep. There were other takes that weren't as good.
Let's watch it on playback. Perfect.
That's the one they went with. All right. Well, anyhow. Interesting. But this movie, Hustle, looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I don't know any feedback. We do have that screening tonight. We'll do a couple more movie passes in a little while to give away. I'm going to hang on to those. What I need to give away now as we take a break are some passes to our sorority party at Parks Casino next Wednesday. Ladies, we want to welcome you to the fold of Zeta Eta Pi. We have not had one of these in years now.
Years.
And it is time to get you on board for this event. And our activity this time around, we're going to square dance. Just like we did in high school or junior high. You know what? I actually did do it in high school, too.
I'll guarantee you a lot of the people that'll attend have never done it. That's fine. It's a stupid, fun activity.
Yes, and it's next Wednesday, so it's rapidly approaching. Bill, I'm going to take 10 callers right now. 215-263-WMMR is the number. And you need to be ladies, you need to be female and able to join us 21 and over only at Parks next Wednesday. And we'll set you up with a free drink, and we got a free happy hour buffet. You can bring a friend, ladies only, invitation only event, 215-263-WMMR. Call only if you can go. We're going to be back in just a moment. B-File up next. Stay with us.
For me, it holds no fascination. I'd rather just fork over the however many dollars it is to watch the actual official version of something, and I can wait until Friday.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to see it on Monday before it comes out.
What are you going to do? Watch 9 episodes?
Yeah.
Well, the hacker isn't stopping with that show. The cybercriminal claimed via Twitter to have unreleased shows from ABC, Fox, National Geographic, and IFC as well.
Okay, again, tell me of Game of Thrones and maybe I'll listen.
Right.
This is the Dark Overlord. I have your Capuchin Monkey special, and I will upload it if my demands are met.
From National Geographic.
Your special concerning the Watusi women of Puka Buka will be released to the world. If you do not yield to my demands, I'm the Dark Overlord.
Capuchin Monkey.
I mean, what are you?
I know.
There's the extortion there.
In a message posted Saturday, the Dark Overlord wrote,
This is the Dark Overlord, your 1-hour special concerning FIFO, the zebra who can tap dance. Will be released to the world.
The Dark Overlord wrote on Saturday, it didn't have to be this way, Netflix.
You could have avoided it.
You're going to lose a lot more money in all of this than what our modest offer was. We're quite ashamed to breathe the same air as you. We figured a pragmatic
Someone's gotten a little carried away with their Dell laptop.
Yeah, we figured a pragmatic business such as yourselves would see and understand the benefits of cooperating with a reasonable and merciful entity like ourselves. What are you talking about?
Come on! No.
Yeah, you're it's illegal.
Yeah. And by the way,
Dark
Overlord. It is a substantial fee and prison sentence that they're looking at if they're found and convicted.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, on the consumer end and on our end, it seems like, what? Okay. I agree with you, Nick. I mean, you already have Netflix. Chances are you already have it anyway. Netflix encourages you to share your passwords, for Christ's sake.
And also, if you don't have Netflix, then you haven't seen the previous seasons of Orange is the New Black.
You don't care.
So if you're going to release the 4th season, can you release the first 3 seasons as well?
Damn good point.
I got to get caught up on this.
Dear Netflix, we are committed to releasing the 3rd episode of Lemony Snicket. If our demands are not met, and this is a good one, too.
Oh, man, I hope the Dark Overlord lives here and is listening to us right now. That would be awesome.
Dark Overlord.
All right, anyway.
You're such a dork. You dork.
Try to extort Netflix!
She's just in for a visit to say hello, and you know her from The Office and her many visits to Philadelphia. She's a Philly gal. Please welcome Kate Flannery. Hi,
You act like I was back by the dumpster and somebody noticed me and dragged me in. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Is that Kate Flannery out by the dumpster? Have her come in. So what are you up to now? Because I see you on a lot of, obviously you have the live performances.
Yeah, Jane and I are still performing regular. I'm still doing the lampshades.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I always feel like there's something I can't talk about.
Is there?
You love that? I mean, know. It's such bullshit. But I'm sorry. I said
the filthy mouth.
You guys.
Kate Flannery.
I'm really. Is there?
How much Rolling Rock have you had this morning?
If you went to
Not
O'Hara,
enough.
you wouldn't have.
Oh my God. Well, at Archbishop Carroll, we didn't drink. No. Exceptionally good human beings. I also do another show called Talk Show, the game show.
Yes.
That's
I saw that
coming up
listed.
soon. Yeah.
So what is that?
I think it starts this month.
No, but what is it?
It's a talk show and a game show. But so they make the celebrities compete against each other with questions after their interview segment.
Huh.
And no more stand-up in stilettos. It's
that's done. Yeah, that's done. Yeah. But Wanda Sykes is the producer of Talk Show, the game show.
That's very cool.
Yeah. So she was actually there on site. I was like, "What are you doing here?"
She's local.
I know we talked about media.
Yeah, and she's never has never been on the show.
Been on our show. Yeah, she lives in media. Let her know.
Watch your mouth, you.
That fucking. No, I'm sorry.
You're getting worse.
I know. I'm sorry, you guys.
I will tell you
Are
this.
there children
It's
listening?
gotten worse. She just dropped the F-bomb.
What's wrong with you today?
You tell me not to do something. The more my unconscious is just like, oh my God.
Let's put it this way: we had Andrew Dice Clay in here, and never had to do the dumb button once.
I need some straps on my chair, like on the pyramid.
Kate
Holy
Flannery
crap.
3 times.
I'm so Nick is like, you're never coming back. He's shaking his head. It's like, this is it.
Oh, we
It's
need
nice-
a
so nice to see you.
taser.
Because that'll calm me down.
We have to keep you here for a little while because there's some curses you haven't said yet.
What are the 7 that you can't say on the air?
You know what? That list, by the way, that classic list,
Yes.
as legend has it, we've said it before, did not exist before Carlin created
Are you kidding
that
me?
list. There was the FCC had no set list of words, but once Carlin created that list, the FCC said, "Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's go with that."
That's amazing.
All right, so when you're not on the air,
Yes.
you curse like a sailor? And how does that go
I didn't think so
over?
until I got here.
Okay.
No one blinks an eye in Los Angeles, where
No.
everyone is drug induced and on painkillers. Once in a while, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I think I have not had enough sleep this
No,
week.
we have many dumb buttons for just such. Now we're going to call it the Flannery switch.
No.
Mark it on the board right here.
Oh my gosh.
Hit the Flannery
dad's gonna
switch.
Hit the
kill
Flannery
me.
switch.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, we had to Flannery out on that.
Well, the owner of a sperm bank has been accused of secretly switching donor semen with his own in order to father 60 children.
This has happened before.
It has. Jan Karbat, who died at the age of 89 last month, has been accused by 23 families of using his own semen instead of the donors at a fertility clinic in Rotterdam.
So what does he do? He puts the samples under cups and moves them around quickly on a table?
He is also accused of tampering with the clinic's data and donor descriptions and allowing couples more than the allocated 6 children per donor. Bajorp Medical Center.
Yes, Bajorp.
Which closes in 2000.
For all your family needs, think Bajorp.
It closed in 2009 following reports of irregularities.
I just love the word
Bajorp.
I do too. It's why.
In fact, the dude put his own Bajorp in the cup.
That's one of the reasons I put this early in the D file.
Is Bajorp by any chance slang for semen?
I don't know. It was one of
Dude, that's too much Bajorp.
One of Rotterdam's largest sperm banks in the 80s and 90s, Bajorp.
Let me get a second cup.
The 23 families are now seeking a DNA test to see if the sperm bank boss used his own.
So I broke into this house and I Bajorped on the couch.
Karbat reportedly admitted to fathering 60 children through the clinic before he died to one of the plaintiffs.
What?
A lawyer speaking on behalf of the Karbat's family insisted that there is not the slightest evidence that Mr. Karbat or the owner or was the donor, and asked the court to listen to the doctor's request that no DNA test would be carried out after his death.
When the guys do this, what is the desire to be
seed the world?
Seed the world. I
don't know.
I don't get it.
Bajorp.
You know as they say.
Yeah.
Bajorp.
Well, listen, our next guest is in for a visit, and the latest film that our next guest is involved in is called Interracial Cougar Cuckold Number 5. Huh. Wait, no, that's
our
Katie
other guest.
Morgan.
Yeah.
She's later on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Different.
I'm sorry.
I was an associate producer on that film, but I don't take credit for it.
No. Please welcome our friend Mike Birbiglia. Who's here? Hey, Mike.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Is that the name of her movie?
Interracial Cougar Cuckold Number 5.
AKA Don't Think Twice.
No, you shouldn't. You show little reserve if you're a cuckold.
So yesterday, I told Mike that Katie Morgan was going to be in the same day as us, and he wrote back. He
goes, so we'll have 2 porn stars. Cool.
No, but listen, Mike is in town for personal reasons and wanted to stop by and say hello. Actually, is it your
My sister-in-law's law school graduation?
Where's
From
she
Temple?
at?
From Temple, yeah.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
sensational. That's I'm in awe of people who complete law and
too.
medical degrees.
Yes.
Likewise.
Yeah, I will. I continue to disappoint my parents year after year after year by not doing something like that. But
you went to
good on her.
Georgetown,
That's
right?
wonderful. I did. But then I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Were you expected to go into law?
I think I was expecting to do something that was financially sensible, and I didn't do that. But my dad came around eventually.
Yeah,
I think when he saw me on Letterman, eventually he was like, oh, okay, I get it.
I feel like a lot of comedians have the same story. Their parents finally came around.
Yeah, they come around eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you ultimately you realize when you have a kid, you're like, oh, you just want the kid to be okay.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You just want the kid to be like okay, and then being a comedian doesn't seem okay.
No,
it seems like it's a life of. It seems like a downward spiral.
It's out of the realm of what I think most
And
parents
often it
classically
is.
want. Yeah.
To be clear.
Did you get cred with the parents with the grandchild?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
all
a
they
home
want.
run. Yeah,
And it's all okay.
That's all they want. Yeah, I have a. Yeah, so I have a daughter now, and I had a lot of trepidation about. Preston was saying when I walked in, he was like, "Oh, you look skinnier," and I'm trying to lose weight because I'm like, my body's a lemon. I went to. I'm telling you, I went to the doctor, and he goes, I'm not kidding. This is in one visit. He goes, he does the blood, calls me up. He goes, hey, this came out well. This came out well. You have Lyme disease and diabetes.
Oh my God!
I was
really?
like, whoa, one at a time, fellas. We're all gonna get a chance.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, the Lyme. So no, Lyme disease. I took meds for, and that's fine. We caught it early. And then diabetes, I guess it's just road living over the years. It's like I have the body.
Yeah.
I eat terribly. I have the body of someone who's just about to start P90X and then doesn't. And
Gets to the first.
It caught up to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a.
So do you take insulin? Or you?
No,
what's
it's
your...
diabetes 2, so it's
Okay.
like, so I'm not at that point yet. But I had a bladder tumor when I was 19. That's what I'm saying. My body's a lemon.
Yes.
It's like I had a bladder tumor when I was 19. So I was lucky it didn't come back. But every year or so, I have to go for a cystoscopy where they take like a rod like the size of this with a camera on, and they stick it through your urethra to look in your bladder. But while you're awake,
Why do you have to be awake? Preston, you've had it.
No.
Vasectomy? Yeah. Now they numb
Mike's
you
not
down
getting
there.
that.
Oh, is
They
that
numb you
true?
down there, but still, I had read, which was my big mistake, that you could actually feel. There have been occasions where people were able to feel something,
I felt
and you
something.
definitely see and smell stuff.
Right.
And so I'm like, I want no part of that. And somebody had said, you know what, they'll knock you out if you want. I mean, not completely under general anesthesia, but they'll give you propofol.
Right.
What do you
that's
smell?
like,
Most of the way down.
That's like the way Michael Jackson went to sleep.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it is. That's what
it.
propofol is.
Yeah.
And once I found out that they could knock me out, then I was like, okay, I'm totally down with this. And it was easy. But you stayed awake for yours.
I was totally awake for mine.
You mentioned a smell. What smell is generated during a vasectomy?
Smoke, from what I hear. Like
I couldn't smell anything, but you
have to
Wait, describe where the smoke is coming from, please.
well, because they cauterize stuff.
It's the doctor's cigar.
Yeah.
It's a Cuban.
It's not a boy.
Yeah, they hand out anti-cigars.
They hand out cigars and say no more babies.
I wanted to ask you about non-medical stuff.
Sure.
And basically, like, there's sort of this career path that you're on now is fascinating to me because we've known you for a long time, and now I see you just popping up everywhere, and you're a producer on Crashing, and you show up on
I don't think he's talking about an airplane.
No.
I think he's talking about something else. I don't
Plane
know
of
what.
existence?
I've never really sat down and tried to figure that out, but nonetheless, I just thought Mr. Asshat would want to know about that, so I'd pass that on to him.
Asshat.
Well, I mean, he said, I'm not calling him an asshat, it's just the comment that he made. Anyway.
So he may be laboring under misconceptions. Can I don't know. Can I do a quick short out, Preston?
Please do
All
a
right.
short out.
So yesterday, my wife has come to know as has gotten into beekeeping, and apparently we had a conversation, a long one about this before, and this is all the rage. A lot of people are doing it. But we had a gentleman call in who is Alan Latanzi. He's known as the Bee Man. 6ABC had done a feature on him as well. And he came out to the house yesterday, Preston, and man, this guy knows all things bees like crazy. And it's fascinating. I'm watching tacitly my wife go through everything and learn about it, and then I'm kind of drawn into it. But he came out, checked out the hives, said my wife was doing a really good job, did some tweaking and stuff like that. But he couldn't have been nicer, spent a whole bunch of time. He showed me on his phone the amount of appointments he has for bee removal. So he'll come in and get the bees and put them into hives and but I mean, it had to be for yesterday, 60 different stops going to places where someone has noticed a beehive by their front door, or bees amassing. He removes them, and that's his job. So his name is Alan Latanzi, the Bee Man. This is for you, Alan.
I had to remove a beehive just a couple days ago. Carter and I did. It was on the side of our house, and it was about the size of a tennis ball.
Oh, yeah.
And so we checked and made sure there weren't any bees in it.
Yes.
First, but had to knock that thing down. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, no,
it was round like that. It was pretty interesting. Yeah.
So he and my wife were both in their outfits, and he's but he's got the stuff up, and the bee it's just this massive bees hanging off it. It's pretty wild.
Yeah,
it's fascinating.
All right, we have Bizarre File to get to. Let's do it now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Sequoia Outback. Save on decking, railings, grills, and patio furniture during Sequoia's annual 4th of July sale. It's going on now on Route 309 in Hatfield or at decksupplies.com. Well, a man on a motorized unicycle died in a collision with a recycling garbage truck in San Francisco early Wednesday morning.
Man.
The collision was reported shortly after 4 a.m. Officers arrived and found the cyclist, who was pronounced dead at the scene. His name was not immediately released, and according to officials at Recology, the trash company, they said that a collection truck was going north. A unicyclist was struck near the rear of the truck. So I guess he just barreled into it.
That's why you got to have that second wheel.
Yeah,
man.
One wheel.
Yeah.
You're talking disaster.
It's a
there,
death
man.
trap.
Police said
it's a suicide rap.
You got to get out while you're young, man.
Because unicyclists like us were born to go slowly.
Police say they do not believe impairment was a factor in the collision and ask everyone with information about the case to call their tip line if they know anything.
How's your unicycle game? You ever tried?
Never done it, and I would like to.
Yeah.
I think it would take a lot of work, but it's a bizarre little skill like juggling that I would I'd like to master someday.
Yeah, I have a unicyclist on my cycling team. He rides to Atlantic City.
Are you kidding? From here to Atlantic City on a unicycle?
So he does the shorter trek, which is, I think, 40 miles or maybe even 30 miles.
Crazy.
But he does it on a unicycle.
But I mean, you just don't go and buy a unicycle. you gotta try it out.
Right.
And I don't.
By the way,
I don't have one I can borrow.
On a unicycle, where would you put your bagels and such?
Yeah, true.
You don't have a basket.
Yeah, you hang them off your nuts. I don't know what you do. So, moving on.
You hang them off your nuts. You just solved one of the great dilemmas for unicyclists.
Where do you put your bagels?
Hang them off your nuts.
Okay.
Right? I mean, is it that crazy? The irate customer who allegedly gunned down a hardworking Chinese food delivery man in a cold-blooded attack in Queens, which stemmed from a dispute about duck sauce that led to a months-long reign of terror, was busted late last Wednesday.
So he murdered this guy over something that started with duck sauce.
Yeah. This guy's crazy. Glenn Hirsch was picked up on a warrant Wednesday in charge of murder as well as criminal possession of a loaded firearm in connection to the April 30th slaying of 45-year-old Jiwen Yan. Cops revealed that Hirsch was caught on surveillance footage circling the restaurant for an hour on the night of the shooting, then seen following Yan to his car before he allegedly shot him dead. Police said they found 8 guns at his estranged wife's home when they executed a search warrant. They said Hirsch and his ex had parted ways amicably, although a neighbor said Hirsch showed up often and described him as an a-hole. He said, I've heard him a bunch of times yelling at her. He has to be identified only as Glenn. He said, he's an a-hole. I've just seen the guy treating her like S. He speaks very loud. These walls are not the thickest walls in the world. He said he never saw her hit her or anything like that, but he just said he was an a-hole. So
certainly deranged.
Yeah. Apparently, he had an ongoing beef with the staff at Great Wall, bombarding the restaurant with phone calls and even calling 911 on them when he took his anger out on Yan. The DA, Melinda Katz, said, as alleged, a petty dispute over a takeout order became an obsessive point of contention for the defendant, who began to stalk and harass employees at the restaurant for months. Apparently, he didn't get enough duck sauce one time, and it led to a shouting match.
Imagine what shape your life is in, where that's your flashpoint.
Yeah, and he just never let it go. Like
Right.
he was harassing them for months at a time, and eventually he went and killed this guy. So they busted this idiot. Thank God for that. Listen, Steve, you're going to love this. An artificial intelligence program has developed its own language, and no one can understand it.
Oh, my God. We're
All
dead.
right. So there is a movie called Colossus the Forbin Project.
Okay.
Where we, in the United States, create a supercomputer. And at the same time, it was Soviet Russia creates their own super global computer.
They started talking to each other.
They start talking to each other. And we can't understand what they're saying.
OpenAI is an artificial intelligence system developer. Their programs are fantastic examples of supercomputing, but there are some quirks. It's called DALL-E 2. It's OpenAI's latest AI system, and it can generate realistic or artistic images from user-rendered text descriptions. And it represents a milestone in machine learning. OpenAI's site said the program learned the relationship between images and the text used to describe them. So the demonstration includes interactive keywords for visiting users to play with and generates images. Toggling different keywords will result in different images, styles, and subjects. But the system has one strange behavior. It's writing its own language of random arrangements of letters, and researchers don't know why. Gianna Daras, a computer science PhD student, University of Texas, published a thread detailing the unexplained new language. And Doris said that DALL-E 2 had told it to create an image of farmers talking about vegetables. And the program did so, but the farmer's speech read Viacuts, some unknown AI word. Daris fed Viacuts back into the system and got back pictures of vegetables. It has made up his own word for vegetables.
Viacuts.
Yeah. And she said, we then feed words, apopole visceralitars, and we got birds. So,
All right. I got an idea.
What?
Unplug it.
She said, it seems that the farmers are talking about birds messing with their vegetables.
Oh, my God.
Wow. It's creating its own language.
We need EMPs, like things you can set off right near these things. And, you know, that switch, it's gotten too smart. Again, kid you not, Stephen Hawking often addressed how terrified he was of AI.
Yep. When plugged back into DALL-E 2, they made up some gibberish. The text will result in images.
Sad, bro.
Of airplanes. And some AI researchers argued that DALL-E 2's gibberish text is random noise. Wow. All right. Let's see. These have been pretty horrible stories. We need something else. How about
a puppy?
Well, okay, yeah. An Iditarod sled dog
Yay!
was found safe after disappearing from a checkpoint at the race 3 months ago and recovered after covering nearly 150 miles. So they were not expecting to find this dog alive. Musher Sebastian dos Santos Borges of France was picking up Leon and returning with him home to France. Leon went missing in March after the trail committee said said was his escape from the Ruby checkpoint.
That's how they called him, right?
Yeah, they're walking around.
They're blaring over
mountains, just calling his name over and over. So in May, residents of the Alaska city of McGrath, over 120 miles south of the checkpoint, reported race director Mark Norman that they'd seen Leon frequently near a cabin. The residents of the cabin and another musher left food for Leon in the hopes of catching him, and he was caught early. He was caught early Saturday morning and was safe, alert and understandably skinny, but seemingly healthy. Leon.
He's upset.
Leon was expected to see a veterinarian in the. By the way, that's a man making that growling noise, in case you did not know that.
That's the best.
It's hilarious. Leon was expected to see a veterinarian in the coming days and needs a health certificate before he can fly back to France.
That's miraculous.
So he made it, and there's your
Good
puppy.
for Leon.
There's your puppy dog story.
Yeah.
Steve. All right, let me give away the last three, I guess, passes that I have for the movie screening Hustle that we have tonight. All right.
Which we believe Adam Sandler will be in attendance for.
Word is he's going to be there. Whether that happens or not, I can't guarantee. But we'll take callers 10, 11, and 12 at 215-263-WMMR. So it's tonight, 7 o'clock at the Philadelphia Film Center. And, of course, he's down on his luck basketball scout and discovers a once-in-a-lifetime player. And it's all centered around the Sixers.
It's so cool.
And it's all around here. And it streams on Netflix on June 8th. But that screening is taking place tonight, 215-263-WMMR, 10, 11, 12. We will put you on that list. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back in just a moment. Don't forget, a little bit later on, Craig Shoemaker is stopping by. He's playing the hardcore music.
Kimmel. Birbiglia is doing Fallon again. Are you surprised at that at all? Not that.
Since you're a lemon.
Are you as
like you are?
Yeah.
Are you as incredulous as we are?
I was going somewhere with this.
About that development.
And then Nick pulls off a mask and it's Todd Glass.
Here's why I asked that. Your career has been the most steady rising career I know about in comedy. Because some people, they shoot to the top and then they're selling out stadiums. But your success is I love your success. I love seeing it. But it's been slow and steady and consistent.
Thanks. Yeah. No, I feel extremely lucky that that's been the case because I've been able to make, and I think that people who follow me notice this, I've been able to make the stuff I want to make as opposed to being able to try dancing around and trying to make people in the business happy or make Hollywood happy. It's funny when the people say stuff like to me on Twitter sometimes, like, you Hollywood liberals. I'm like, I don't live in Hollywood. I'm not part of like any like cabal of Hollywood. I live in Brooklyn with my wife and daughter. Like, I make everything outside the system. I directed 2 independent films, and I've made like 4 comedy specials, and they're totally separate from the business in so many ways. But so thanks, yeah.
When you tour from city to city and you come into Philadelphia, you have to pay because you're getting paid. You have to pay a city wage tax, right? So how does that work when you're working in several different cities throughout?
This is the most technical question.
Yes. He just started part-time for H&R Block. So
These are questions that Wesley Snipes and Willie Nelson should have asked years ago. I file in like 27 states.
No kidding.
My accountant is a close friend.
Oh my God!
No, I mean we spend so much. My brother Joe runs my company, and
America's Guest.
Yeah, America's Guest, Joey Bag of Donuts, and my and our accountant Elliot does our taxes, and we do quarterlies. Literally, recently we talked about maybe we should do monthlies. Like, it's so much taxes all the time. But yeah, I think I file in 27 states.
That's just crazy.
So. Yeah.
You'll be back in town in November, so we'll see you when you're going to be playing the Merriam Theater, and we'll make sure everybody is aware of that fact ahead of time. But listen, it's great to see you.
You too.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Thanks
Mike
a lot.
Birbiglia. I wanted to bring this up. I know it's nothing that Kathy agrees with, but pubic hair is becoming more popular.
Aha! I knew it.
Yes.
Amongst the owners of said pubic hair, or the people who encounter said pubic hair?
The people who want to see said pubic hair.
Aha.
New data from the porn site RedTube.
RedTube, never heard of it.
Reveals that the bush is back.
The bush is back.
That's right.
Do you shave your bunghole?
Come on.
I have to ask.
I don't do that.
I mean, because some people have hairy.
No,
if we're talking pubes, there's a whole other side to that cookie.
How would I even do that? I mean,
You
lay
reach
on my
around.
back and put my legs behind my head.
Well, I mean, the question is, do you have a profoundly hairy ass?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then it's not an issue for you.
No, my ass is not hairy.
Okay.
I'm good.
But is your
Bunghole?
Go
ahead, say it, man.
Kathy has some information she wants to get.
Do you have a hairy butthole?
Is your actual butthole hairy?
See, I think you.
Does it look like that thing that almost swallows up Luke Skywalker on the desert planet? Does it look like that?
Yeah, that was my question.
What's that thing called?
Sarlacc?
Sarlacc did.
Does it look like the Sarlacc? Does it try to pull Lando Calrissian in?
Yeah! Can Manthe ask that, please?
Can I ask you something? Do you have a hairy butthole? Just asking. Is it like tendrils that stick out and grab you by your feet? Until, I don't know, later somebody throws you a lightsaber?
I don't recall the Sarlacc having any hair, and we need to pull up the picture.
Oh, they look like tentacles.
Yeah, but it's just the tentacles coming out and the teeth and everything.
Don't ruin this, Casey.
Anyhow.
Don't disturb our groove.
Anyway. Yes. So, no, I don't. I don't have a hairy butthole, and I don't.
I mean, if we're being clinical, we have to ask. To the senator from Arkansas, no, I do not have a hairy butthole. Thank you, sir. It took a lot of courage, Mr. Comey, to admit that.
Oh, dear God.
Listen, you might not have an overly hairy butthole, but there's hair back there.
Everybody's got hair there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take
It's
it off.
called JRBH, just right butthole.
Do you guys get lasered?
Yeah.
Do guys?
Possibly.
Guys do.
So.
I do not.
Yeah, I don't.
There's your sphincter.
I don't care.
Is that what that?
That's the Sarlacc pit. Yeah.
You got to watch Jedi, Kathy.
I thought it was a person.
All right.
What?
No, my question was more about the Sarlacc.
He's distracted.
I'm glad that you
Casey, off
stopped
air,
yourself.
I have an interesting fact to tell you about the
Okay,
Sarlacc pit.
thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
We can go there if you want. I don't care.
Man.
Well, when we were
I'd
in
rather talk
California.
about buttholes.
Did you see? Did you see a?
Jesus, who are you?
Well, now we're gonna get into this crap.
We've unleashed the beast.
When we.
Wait a minute. I just want to point out, Kathy would rather talk about buttholes than Star Wars.
Well, here's the deal.
If given a choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go butthole.
She's going to go butthole. You brought up the grooming, and I think that is. I think it's just something that is a universal topic that people consider.
Yeah.
And so if you're talking about the front, you have to talk about the back. You agree with
Right.
that? Yeah.
I'm with you.
I mean, maybe we can put up a Twitter poll. Sarlaccs or buttholes?
All right. Anyhow, I think it's nice if a woman tends to her area and but just don't get rid of it all.
You don't like the hardwood. You like a little bit of carpet.
I think it's nice. I think
You know
it's
what? I need a table saw sound effect. Something like that, Marissa. Okay. Get that for me.
All right. So anyhow, Redtube had revealed this: the most likely to seek out videos that have the hair are the over 65 crowd.
I want to see a really nice bush. And can I get some sponge cake and some cream soda, please? And then a very hairy bush. My evening set, hot spit. Boy, old people are fun. I like a piece of angel food cake, a cream soda, and a big hairy bush.
We have we need some music out of like the 1940s
And some
like
jazz,
jazz
some
or something like that.
please, from our knees.
My recollection of my high school career is a lot different than what it actually was because my mom brought me all of my report cards.
Okay, and what was your recollection?
My recollection was that I was not that bad. You know, I was above average. And
what's the reality?
The reality was I was about average.
Okay,
and
all right,
yeah, and so grade school report cards. Go figure. You got graded on conduct. My conduct was always pretty bad. Unsatisfactory and stuff like that.
Do they still with the report cards? Do they still include teacher comments, or has that been excised from?
It depends on what grade they're in.
Like in high school, you're not going to get teacher comments.
I don't
like there would be. Remember, they would fill out. There would be like a number associated with the comment that they wanted. So you'd look and be like,
right.
number 3. Where to go with others?
I think in this hyper sensitive.
Yeah.
We go to meetings with the teachers
a lot. You go a lot.
Yeah, we find out directly how they're doing. But
Is that that's not for all students? Is it?
I have no idea.
God, they must not have any free time.
I'm amazed when they come in. But I mean, we have some special circumstances that they help us out with. And which is awesome, but I know in grade school they'll give you detailed. Caroline is a delight to be in this. Blah, blah, blah,
I always used to get the delight. Yeah. I was a delight.
Were you a delight?
I was a complete delight.
In case you weren't a delight.
6th grade was it. Miss D.
You were a delight in Miss D's class.
I bet you what. I know what she wrote. Always eats in class.
No.
He's eating right now.
It's my breakfast.
I know. Yes.
And it's just simply a bagel.
It's just a bagel the way any broadcaster would eat a bagel live.
I don't have time to get it any other time. And I take my medication at a certain point.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Getting back to that war situation, excuse me. Everything bagel.
I wasn't going to talk, but you brought me into the conversation.
Well, you are. It's presumed that you're going to participate.
I participate in between bites.
When the mic's
in
alive.
between bites.
There's just a general assumption that when we're on air, you might talk.
I am writing that down.
Yeah.
That is a T-shirt. I participate in between bites.
Thank you. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to get back to eating my bagel, and you guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Today, December 7th, 1940. Excuse me, I have to take another bite.
Hey, what's going on? It's Preston, and actually Nick is here with me as well. We're in California, and we're at the 20th Century Fox Studios, and we are here with Mr. Michael Giacchino, who has become a friend of the Preston and Steve show now.
That's my favorite thing. Friend of the show. That's my favorite thing to hear.
Yeah?
I've never heard that before. And then the last time I was on, I was like, friend of the show. I was like, yes.
Yeah. I think
friend of the show.
You have to be on like 3 times, and then you
become
become
a
friend of the show.
There should be a pin or something that you get.
We can get that.
You get a pin or
Ribbon,
something
like that.
Something that says friend of the show. Can't just be like, here's a WMMR pin.
No.
It's got to be legit.
We can come up with something.
Yeah. Next time he comes in studio, we got to present him with something.
Yeah, there should be some sort of coronation.
So Michael invited us out to be here while he is recording the score of the film Spider-Man, and we're at this legendary studio. Actually, he was giving us some of the details about this room that we're in right now.
Yeah, this room that we're in right here has been around for a long time, so long that it used to be Shirley Temple's shooting stage where she would make her movies. And, let's see, the original Planet of the Apes was recorded here. We had Jaws was recorded here. The Day the Earth Stood Still was recorded here. There's these amazing,
the iconic,
that whole thing.
And the 20th Century Fox theme.
Yep. That was done here. I mean, just oodles and oodles and oodles of things that you would know. Just incredible history here on this stage. And they barely touched the stage in all these years because once it sounds great, you don't want to mess with it.
I can imagine. And what you're not seeing right now, we're on a lunch break right now, but the amount of people that are involved when you're putting together music for a film. And today was a light day, even as far as the amount of musicians.
Today we did a smaller orchestra, maybe about, 50 people. But usually we would have like 100 people out here, 100-piece orchestra. But the cues we were covering today were just for smaller moments in the film, so there's no need to bring everyone in.
And this room, the studio as well, filled with people.
Yes.
I mean,
friends and family, and
you got engineers, you got you got the people that are actually working.
Yes,
in
we
there
have
as well.
we have music editors, we have recordists, we have Joel, the recording engineer, is in charge of everything. Jeff, my orchestrator, is over there. We have some people from Marvel who are here, just one of their lead music editor. And, we have everyone. The whole gang is here.
Yeah.
And then plus all of this.
Is Spider-Man a pretty easy character to write for? A pretty easy franchise to write for?
Not really, because they've made a lot of Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
So you're thinking like, all right, well, I don't want to do what was done. And this is a whole new sort of approach to the character that they're taking, which is much more in line with what the original comics were.
Right.
High school kid, bitten by a spider, the whole thing. And the nice thing is it's not a full-on origin story.
Right.
So, but we all know who Spider-Man
We've
is.
seen it.
And we've had it a couple of times,
So they're able to just kind of get into the movie and have some fun with it. And the kid, Tom, I call him a kid, but Tom Holland, he's incredible. He is just such a good Spider-Man. I think everyone's going to love him so much.
Another Brit playing an American character.
Yeah, well,
They
they got amazing actors over
Yeah,
there, right?
it's true.
Come on.
Where are
Penny
we?
Hill show.
Right,
I mean,
yes.
it's all.
The list starts there.
Yeah.
So where are we in the movie making process with Spider-Man: Homecoming?
They are still. They're still editing slightly. Now from now on, I think maybe the picture will change slightly with trims and different things like that. But what they're really working on now is finishing all the visual effects.
Okay.
Getting all of that stuff, as you saw today, a lot of the shots in there.
Yeah.
You could still see wires hooked up to him.
Yeah.
You could still see or like a sort of a previs of Spidey.
Which I think is crazy to us because we think of by the time the ads start running, the movie's in the can, it's done, it's ready to go, and it's not.
No.
Yeah, I mean the music has.
I don't know. Who do you want me to be? You want to do the general store? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready for the stream of consciousness nerd.
No,
yet.
stream of consciousness nerd, that's absurd. And you didn't notice these things, you just came across them.
Yeah, I did, exactly.
Yeah.
So
like the things you'd want to sell.
I came across this little item.
It's time for the general store. There's Preston Elliott, the proprietor.
Wish you a good day and welcome you inside.
All right, so
He's a simple man, a man of the beat number.
this is pretty cool. Stranger Things is the show that Caroline and I watch.
Are we all watching it at some level or another? Kathy, are you a Stranger Things?
You know what's so funny is Jace just asked if he could watch it, and we just put the first episode on.
Season one?
Season one.
To be honest, from what you say he's into, I think he can deal with
Handle
it. I think
it. I don't know. Like, it was like the first scene, and my heart was pounding. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this for like multiple seasons.
There's some language in it.
Yeah.
There's a little teen sex. Nothing.
Oh, there is.
Nothing graphic.
No, that's it. We're done. We're not watching it.
Shut up, Mom.
No.
Nothing graphic.
No.
I told him we
But
could
it's
watch it
suggested.
until there's something inappropriate, and then we can't watch it anymore. So if I get to teen sex, we're out.
It's more fun than abrasive.
Anyway, so this is pretty cool. The Graduate Bloomington Hotel in Indiana is giving guests a chance to experience the upside down for themselves with a Stranger Things themed suite. And it isn't just a hotel room with some slight nods to the show either. The suite will make you feel like you're in the buyer's living room, complete with the iconic Christmas lights from season 1.
Interesting.
Along with the flickering lights at some point.
With the messages, yes.
And you'll also find props from the show scattered throughout the living room, like student IDs from the characters and Will's drawings of the upside down tunnel from season 2 on the wall.
That'd make a Stranger Things escape room.
I was talking to Sarah Parker because her and her hubby, he runs some escape rooms. And there was one that was like that, and I'm not sure if it's still around or not because I was asking her about it the other day. You have to get, licensing to do things if you do a little bit. I mean, like there are Harry Potter-ish ones, but nothing that's official.
Just call it Branger Brings.
But I would love to do a Stranger Things escape room. You're right; it lends itself to that stuff. So not only that, but they also have a closet full of costumes.
Cool.
From the show, like Eleven's pink dress and Scoops Ahoy uniform. Along with the buyer's living room, the suite also has a bedroom inspired by the Wheeler's basement, just like the basement where the Clue plays Dungeons and Dragons. It also has a ton of retro board games that you can play. There's even Will's wizard cloak in the costume closet, and you can wear it as you defeat Demogorgons in your D&D game. And you can also communicate with your crew via oversized walkie-talkies in the suite or hang out in a pillow fort that looks like the one that Mike made for 11. There are both king-sized bed and pull-out sofa bed, which means that the suite comfortably sleeps up to 4 guests. Along with booking the Stranger Things suite, you can also get the Upside Down Experience package, and that includes a Polaroid camera that you can use during your stay, an Eggo waffle snack, and free bike rentals for you to explore Bloomington, just like the Stranger Things cruise uses around Hawkins.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And you'll also get 2 tickets to the Wonder Lab Science Museum, and part of the proceeds of each booking goes to that museum as well. The room starts at like $350 a night, and it can get as pricey as $1,400 a night.
What, for Bloomington?
If you're staying in October. So, as you get closer to Halloween, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. But I showed this to Caroline. She was like, well, we got to do that. So.
It's amazing to me that this show started in 2016.
I know.
It's been around for 6 years at this point, and the kids obviously have grown up a lot over the last 6 years. They look very different in this season.
I love it. I love every single character on there, but one there's 2 that I really love, and that's Nancy.
Yeah.
Because Nancy has gone from this kind of mousy, prim gal to just an absolute, like, she will not hesitate to pick up a gun and be a badass.
No, you learn stuff about her in season 4 that's like she's not going to roll over.
Yep. Yeah. And Murray, the conspiracy theorist.
I love Murray. I love that actor.
Love that guy. He's such a great character.
He was on that Walker, Texas Ranger parody that Chris Elliott did. He was hilarious.
Really?
He was hilarious.
The whole cast is fantastic.
I liked it. Well, in the new season, there's a guy who's kind of a rocker.
Yeah.
But he's a D&D fanatic.
Yep.
And he is my new favorite character.
Yep, I agree. By the way, so the Graduate Hotels actually have a few other themed suites at other locations. So there's one on Roosevelt Island in New York City. They have a loft suite that's inspired by the movie Big. It comes with a Zoltar machine and a giant piano. The one in Nashville has a pink 9 to 5 suite.
What?
And yeah, a little late on that.
What are they? Are you on an automatic garage door opener and a bondage outfit?
That'd be great. And then there's one at it's Evanston. Anyhow, it is inspired by Home Alone.
So that's Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there have been classic rooms and classic homes in pop culture. The thing I have an issue with is just simply placing artifacts around the room. I'd like the room itself to resemble an iconic room, and I'm trying to think of what in the realm might be. Like Stephen King, what's the John Cusack movie with the room that is the hotel room, the suite,
421 or something like that? Yeah, that could be pretty interesting.
But not a lot of people saw the movie.
No, exactly. Yeah. So anyhow, that's in Bloomington, and if you're interested, you can look that up. It's called the Graduate Hotels. All right, let's go over to the pharmacy.
What is up, everybody?
A new colorectal cancer drug has shocked researchers with how effective it is against a highly dangerous disease after it virtually cured every member of a clinical trial.
This, again, you hear these things pop up periodically, and you go, is this it? Is this it? This looks like it has the potential to be it.
Well, with a caveat, because it's a small...
It causes colorectal
No. Only a small group of people would qualify. It's a very specific thing that you have to have. So it's called dostarlimab, dostarlimab,
He runs a competing general store, Preston.
Uh-oh.
My name's Dostalina. I think this town can use another store.
It's a monoclonal antibody drug that is already approved to treat endometrial cancer in the UK, and it smashed expectations in a trial in New York City. 1 year after the trial ended, each of the 18 participants' cancer had gone into remission, with the doctors unable to find signs of the cancer in their body. That's incredible.
So once you have a building block like that where you can sort of expand off of, that's an amazing thing, and it's a big opportunity.
So while the trial was small, it's considered game-changing and sets up the drug as a potential cure for one of the most dangerous common cancers known. However, it can only be used on up to a 10th of colorectal cancer patients. They have to have a genetic mutation in their tumor, which all of the trial participants had. So that was the caveat I was saying.
So, well, maybe, again, I don't know.
But you never know.
I'm pre-law. I'm not really, this isn't my thing.
Dr. Luis Diaz, one of the lead authors of the paper, said, I believe this is the first time that this has happened in the history of cancer. It's really exciting. I think it's a great step forward for patients. He said, we are investigating if this same method may help other cancers where the treatments are often life-altering and tumors can be MMRD'd.
Yes, married.
Or WMMR'd. Means more rock.
MMR'd.
So that...
We're going to rock your tumor!
I'll explain what MMR means, but he said we are currently enrolling patients with gastric or stomach, prostate, and pancreatic cancers. Dostarlimab can be used in patients who have tumors with the specific genetic makeup known as mismatch repair deficient, which is MMR.
Okay.
Or microsatellite instability. Just 5 to 10% of all rectal cancer patients are thought to have MMR tumors, including all the patients in the criminal trial, like I said.
In general, there's good news.
Yes.
When you get your colonoscopy with this, they can remove issues that could be issues down the road, just by simply getting your colonoscopies, on schedule. You can be ahead of all of this. So that's always good advice.
I have a history of so much different type of cancer in my family. My dad had prostate and myeloma, and my grandfather had rectal cancer. And so I'm curious to what am I genetically predisposed to, and if and when I get them, what treatments like Preston's describing right now
will be available,
or just flat out save my life.
Yes. Well, the PSA, which is the simple blood test that saved my life with the prostate cancer, was the indicator. All these things are there. I mean, we're getting more and more. Stuff like this is exciting.
Yeah. And by the way, so the antibody works by attaching, this is kind of interesting, attaching to a protein called PD-1, which is on the surface of cancer cells, and then that helps the immune system effectively unmask the hiding cancer cells and destroy them. So it brings these things to the forefront so your own immune system can
take care of it
and kill it.
That's where they're going with this
So
stuff.
you don't have to worry about chemotherapy and radiation and things like that that
Your
are
body does.
dangerous to your body as it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
If they can take just a few more steps, man. And
my God.
It'd be incredible.
And you had that in the store.
I had that in the store.
That's
It was in the pharmacy.
All right.
Let's go to the sports section. Greg Norman has revealed that Tiger Woods has turned down a figure approaching $1 billion to join the Saudi golf revolution. He's turned this down. So the news came on a day when it was announced that Phil Mickelson is going to end his 4-month exile from golf in the inaugural Saudi-backed LIV series. Is it LIV or is it 54? I don't know if these are I don't
either. But Mickelson's
Roman
going to
numerals
do
or
it?
not. Yeah. Wow. So he's going to be at St. Albans on Thursday. Mickelson, and I'll tell you why he's doing it.
$1 billion?
No, $125 million.
Okay.
Which
He's got a lot of gambling debts.
He does.
Is that the case?
Yeah.
Is that what got him in the hot water?
Among other things.
Yeah, and he said some things that were looked at as, and I didn't understand the complexity of all of that.
Well, a lot of it was ignoring sort of human rights abuses by the Saudi government and basically denying that they even ever happened in the first place, and then just accepting the money. And so he was shamed for that. In my mind, rightfully, and now he's just saying, well, screw it, I'm going to take the $125 million.
Yeah, a few other people are on board with him. Underlying the seemingly limitless wealth of the Saudis are prepared to pour into golf. Greg Norman revealed negotiations with Tiger's representatives. He said Woods turned down a deal that was mind-blowingly enormous. We're talking high 9 digits.
Wow.
And in an eye-opening interview with the Washington Post, the Australian, who's the face of the Saudi golf group, also accused longstanding opponent Rory McIlroy and others of being brainwashed against the Rebel Circuit, and Jack Nicklaus of being a hypocrite for siding with the PGA Tour.
Is he still going ahead with his cat barbecue?
Well, what?
Yeah, because this is just all bad PR moves.
I don't know if he's doing that. Nicklaus came out in support of the status quo last week in a speech that clearly didn't go down well with Norman. But yeah, he's saying that Tiger Woods may have been
$1 billion.
offered up to $1 billion. And listen, Tiger holds Jack Nicklaus in, like godlike regard.
Right.
So maybe he's following in Jack's, his lead and just going,
well, they got the money.
I got enough money as it is. I don't need this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and he does.
But Mickelson just said, yes, I'm doing it, and he's going, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They're giving him $125 million. It's like a signing bonus. Like, here you go. Just to play, here's $125 million.
And a per diem.
So he's taking it. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's go over to the liquor section of the store.
This is like an amazing
Oh, I'm here with you guys.
and
Hold on.
enormous
Wait
general
for me.
store.
We got everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a small town, little down the street thing.
It's like the TARDIS in Doctor Who.
It's pretty big. Instead of going to AA, more millennials and Gen Xers are choosing online sober curious clubs. Problematic drinking has accelerated during the
You didn't
pandemic.
think it was going to be this?
That sounds boring as
Gabby's
hell.
leaving.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And excessive drinking rose.
She's heading over to the Saudi golf section.
Excessive drinking rose 21% in 2020. Women have been particularly impacted by this worrisome trend. Excessive drinking can lead to, of course, death, liver disease, and cancer. But many of these online sober clubs reject the label of alcoholic and traditional AA philosophy. Women also say that they are drawn to online groups as a reaction against drinking memes, advertising, and wine mom culture.
Well, so wait, say that again. Say that sentence again. What do they think of it?
Some women are say they're drawn to these online sober curious clubs as a reaction against drinking memes, advertising, and wine mom culture.
So like every time you mention, wine, liquor, whatever, and I make a comment, and there are all those memes out there, and I've seen some people go after them and say, like, just because you're a mom doesn't mean you need to have wine at night, like all of that. Listen, I feel like relax. It's a joke. I'm not sitting around drinking all day, but I enjoy, on the weekend, a glass of wine or whatever it is, a margarita or like a lot of margarita. No, I'm just kidding.
But around here, like at work, you have that sock.
I have like a flask.
She has a
in my
can of
pocket.
spray paint.
It's
She
not a
has
big
paint.
deal. Listen, to me, I think it's funny, but I think it's funny because I don't have a drinking problem. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
So-
I love these wine memes.
I think
So do I.
hilarious.
They're great.
So to touch on this on kind of a serious side of the thing, it says here some doctors are concerned use of these online clubs may deter people from seeking medical or psychological help from professionals.
Yes.
And I know, Steve, I've heard you say before, and Casey as well, that it needs to be zero tolerance, not at all in your life, and all this and so on. I think it depends on who you are as a person, because to be honest, I think I like there are those who it's seriously impacting their life in a very negative way, and therefore, yes, you should absolutely seek proper professional help and rid this from your life. But then there are those who don't have that serious problem but may want to just
cut back
off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To take a break.
And
to do that. That's absolutely the case.
Yeah.
So my brother so clearly pointed it out, and he said, we were sitting in the back. My father had come to visit. The family was together, and there were some beers on the table. And he said, the issue is, I could have that beer,
right?
And that would be one beer. It would be off and running.
Yes.
Never be the end of it.
That's the problem. Absolutely. Like, I know I like to drink. It is not impacting me in a horrible way, but it's not good for me.
Right.
It's definitely not good for me.
There's times when you need a break.
And I ought to back off of it from time to time. Yeah.
So, I was just having this conversation. What I've noticed is I think it's the age that I'm at, 35. No, I think it's the age I'm at. A lot of people around me, and not for the reason of alcoholism or anything, but health-wise, have stopped drinking. I have a lot of people in my life who have completely stopped drinking, completely eliminated it from their life.
I'm trendy all of a sudden.
No, but I think it's just a certain age that we're reaching, that it's now they don't want to feel like that in the morning, and maybe after less drinks, one glass, they feel crappy.
But why
the next morning.
even doctors will say that some wine has a medicinal.
One or two glasses. Not a bottle.
Right. But Kath, I remember your days when you would go and tie one on.
Yeah.
You don't really do that
Never.
anymore. Yeah.
Never. I don't think I rarely do that. Like, maybe, I don't even know. I can't even tell you the last time that
you were drunk.
Yeah, that I was like that. Because to me, that's not enjoyable anymore. You know what I mean? When I was in college and that's what we were doing, and it was
anything that involves a gurney.
It was fun, but now, like, if I wake up and I don't feel good, it ruins my whole day. Sometimes 2 days. So like, I don't want to feel like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I am intrigued by the sober curious club or the sober.
I'm bi-curious.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Take it out for a spin.
But I mean, so just to sample it a little bit, or if you've and try this out and find other like-minded people that'll support you in that.
Yeah.
And then if you're really seeing it make a difference and you really don't want to go back to that at all, you can maybe go a little bit further with it.
Then log into the porn site.
There you go.
This might be too serious of a question, but Steve, do you think that if you drank, you would be an addict?
No.
Like, that's not why you don't drink. You've never.
I seriously do not like the taste of alcohol. I just don't like it. I've never liked it in anything, even like rum cake. I just, that's
I just didn't know because of your brother's issue.
But my brother swears that the first time he took a drink, that was it. His fate had been sealed, and that he was always predisposed to be. He felt in his mind an alcoholic. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. How about we move on to? Let's go to the jewelry aisle.
Ooh, I'm still here.
All right.
Get Kathy out of the parking lot.
It's not for you. This is male jewelry. The crown jewel of Elvis Presley's watch collection.
That's right, man.
Has just hit the market. Designed by Swiss luxury watchmaker Ailes. I think is how you say that.
Yeah, he wobbles, but he doesn't fall down.
That's Weeble.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. Them things are funny, ain't
This
they,
is a green man. He's got a big old belly on it. He's just pushing his rice around. Kind of weebles around.
Ebel, I guess, Ebel.
Right, man.
The 14-karat yellow gold timepiece is uniquely glitzy as the king himself, and stands out amongst his
audacious, loud,
more traditional Rolexes and Omegas.
Obnoxious.
The singular bling features an eye-catching jagged strap.
That's right.
A bezel encrusted with 26 round white diamonds.
It's
you
a
see
watch?
that strap on Silla's hiney.
And
yeah.
And an
Did I say that out loud, man?
I guess so. And an interlocking chain lining one side. On the dial, meanwhile, blue hour markers provide a bit of contrast.
Did you see that they talked to Priscilla Presley about the moratorium placed on Elvis's likeness being used?
No, what did she say?
She said she thought Elvis would have been down with the whole
using
thing.
him?
She had nothing to do with it. It was,
Yeah. So legend has it that the late icon gifted the one-off to his close pal and backup singer J.D. Sumner.
That's right, man. J.D. Sumner.
He even had the band of the rarity engraved with a message from Elvis to J.D. Sumner, 1974. And Presley was known to present his family and friends and
With
colleagues
lavish gifts, right?
with tokens of appreciation. Yep,
that's right.
But this may be the most extravagant item that he was given, that he had given away, that was his.
Listen, Wes, you've been loyal, man. Here, you rolled you in the Jerky of the Month Club.
Love jerky.
Yeah.
That's a gift that keeps on
That's
giving.
keep keeps on giving, man.
Yeah. New Orleans-based antique store MS Rao came across the timepiece in the late 2000s after it changed hands twice. In the 1980s, they said J.D. Sumner sold all of his jewelry and memorabilia that Elvis had gifted him to the once owner of the Stamps Quartet, Mike Moon, an avid Elvis fan and collector. And upon Elvis's death, Sumner encouraged Moon to open the first Elvis Museum in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which he did in 1979. And this watch remained in the museum's collection till 2008.
A place like the anal ward of America, man.
18 and was then sold to a private collector whom MS acquired it from.
I'll tell you, I am, and I know you are as well, perpetually fascinated with Elvis and This Is Elvis and all of this stuff, the movies, the legend. And so this looks like an Elvis piece of jewelry. We're looking at it right now. It's completely outlandish.
I thought Pigeon Forge sounded familiar. It's where Dollywood is.
That's right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pigeon Forge. Okay.
They got roller coasters, man.
Yeah.
Look out.
They got a Gravitron, man. That thing makes your pompadour stick right to the wall, man.
As for the money, MS Rao has listed the timepiece for $495,000.
Oh, wow.
That's about $500,000. Yeah. Yep.
I have to cut back on my fried nano sandwiches.
There's another thing going up for auction. It's not jewelry, but it does have an auction big-time price to it. So the last jersey that Wayne Gretzky wore as an Edmonton Oiler.
Wow.
Sold at auction on Sunday for $1.45 million. Wow.
You know, I was watching the conference finals last night. The Oilers lost to the Colorado Avalanche in overtime. And I learned a fun fact about Gretzky because he's there calling the games. His first jersey was number 24. And he scored 3 goals in his first game. And then he asked Glenn Sather, the head coach at the time, if he could change the number. And Glenn Sather said, you can change your number to whatever number you want it to be. But they were wondering if that number 24 jersey exists anywhere because this last jersey, Preston, went for as much as it did.
Wow.
And so does that number 24 jersey, Edmonton Oilers, Wayne Gretzky, first jersey ever worn, exist out there somewhere?
That'd be like a stamp with the wrong...
Yeah, it's a rarity.
Yeah.
It's definitely a rarity. I don't think it would top this one, but that would be one to get. I mean, he was so dominant. It's just nobody could touch him. So the sale was bought through Gray Flannel Auctions.
Man, I got a bacon grease squirt gun.
Said as the most valuable hockey jersey ever, topping the $1.3 million paid for Paul Henderson's Team Canada jersey from the 1972 Summit Series. I'm not even familiar with Paul Henderson. Wow. Worn.
He's the guy who collided with a Sasquatch.
Oh, okay. That guy.
Yeah.
All right. Worn on May 26, 1988. The day the Oilers completed their 4-game sweep of the Boston Bruins to win their 4th Stanley Cup. It marked the last time Gretzky would suit up for the franchise. 75 days later, he was traded to the Los Angeles Kings. That 4th game is remembered, and I'd forgotten about this, for having started 2 days earlier, but was suspended due to a power failure inside Boston Garden. With the game tied 3-3 only minutes into the second period. The NHL decided to shift the series back to Edmonton, restart Game 4, which the Oilers would win 6-3.
It really pissed off Bruins fans.
And their 4th title in 5 seasons. Yeah.
And they had a point.
Yeah. Gretzky would claim the Conn Smythe Trophy after a 12-goal, 43-point playoff campaign. Unbelievable. And it features champagne stains from the post-game celebrations, as well as stick and puck marks from on-ice play. Gloves that he wore in that same game sold for $204,000, while an undershirt, laundry bag, celebration cap, socks, and shorts of his from that night went for about $4,500.
What is the most iconic, like I think of the ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz. I think of Michael Jackson's red jacket. And then if you're talking sports, you're dealing with uniforms, so there's not,
Yeah, or equipment, like a Babe Ruth bat.
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
would be up there. You know, a Jack Nicklaus club. You know,
You're saying iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Like a Michael Jordan baseball bat.
for collectors, that probably
Maybe
is a
would
thing.
be, yeah.
I mean, it's Jordan. The old Billy Baru from Caddyshack. That's probably worth a lot of money.
But you got to like maybe find a player who only played for one team, right? So
Yeah.
you take like a Michael Jordan, right, who played for a couple different basketball teams, also played baseball. What about like Tiger Woods' maroon Sunday shirt? He always
at
wears
the Masters.
He always wears the same colors on Sundays.
Yeah, it was red and black. I don't know. Maybe from one of his Masters wins, but how about like Ben Hogan's one iron? He made this incredible, historic shot with that very rough club. That would be something else.
What about Tiger Woods' bill from the Perkins Diner? Right?
Or the golf club that his wife beat him with.
Yeah.
Beat his ass
Or
with.
beat his car with.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I mean, there could be boxing gloves from one of the biggest, like Joe Louis boxing gloves from a big bout against what was his name, Schmeling.
Yeah.
That would be big too. So not really sure.
Any of the Damon Fellman celebrity boxing.
Any of those.
Yeah.
Of course. All right, into the tech. We have time for one more.
One more.
We're going to the tech section.
All right.
Apple yesterday previewed some of the changes that will be in the new iOS 16, and one will be changes to iMessages that allows people to edit or undo texts that they have sent.
Yeah, but that's got to be before the person sees it then?
I don't know. A third change will let you mark a thread as unread. I was wondering about that, Kathy. Yeah. Or maybe it indicates that an edit was made or something like that. But maybe that's it. Maybe before they open it. If you happen to get to it ahead of time before they've opened it, maybe you can change
It'd
it.
be great. You could send the message you really want to send. They read it and then you edit it and go, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I didn't say
Why
that.
would I call you a jerk off?
A third change will let you mark a thread as unread. So if you've read it and want to come back to it later, it will appear as if you hadn't read it. I think, Marissa, were we talking about that the other day? Yeah.
You could mark right now. You can mark
a text message.
Maybe in mail.
I do email
not in
all
text.
the time. I mark it unread so that I know to go back.
to it.
Yeah, it doesn't have that feature in text.
Yeah.
So this is iMessages. So that's texting, right?
Yeah.
So Senior Vice President of Software Engineering, Craig Federighi.
Where's Federighi?
Federighi said that the three changes were all highly requested. Other changes include allowing widgets on the iPhone lock screen for the first time and adding new privacy settings developed with domestic violence organizations.
So a widget you don't have to open the device up for to use.
Yeah, on the lock screen.
There is a difference, and I don't know what it is, between a text message and an SMS. And so an iMessage, I guess, is an Apple proprietary thing, right? That's a text between iPhones or your MacBook and whatever. So there are iMessages, there are SMSs, and there are text messages. And somewhere there's a way to explain the differences between them, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think aren't they all considered
magic?
No, they're all considered a text message, and then iMessage would be with other Apple users, and then the SMS would be with non-Apple users.
Right.
Perhaps, yeah.
Makes sense. All right. So they're working on those for the iOS 16. I don't know when that comes out.
Soon. Usually when they do one of these things, it usually premieres the day of or the day. Yeah.
Yep.
So I just found out the other day. I got the Apple Watch maybe like a year and a half ago, and I got the cellular plan, and I think it's like $10 a month or something. I've been paying the whole time. It was never set up as a.
It was
cellular.
never set up.
Nope. Not on my end. I called, but AT&T never. You have to connect because the Apple Watch actually has its own phone number.
It does.
Like when you look on the bill,
It's its own phone number.
So you almost have to.
Now your phone will ring and the Apple Watch will ring as well.
Correct, except they never connected it. So
Right.
when my phone rings, my Apple Watch never rings.
Okay. So and this has been about a year or so.
Yeah, I've been paying for them.
$100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Money well spent. All right, we got to close up shop. Thank you guys for coming by today. I appreciate it. It's always nice to have you. Yeah.
There's Preston Elliott waving you goodbye.
Another time. We'll do it again.
If he never sees you again, that's not a problem.
All right, let's take a break. And as we do so, where's that screening? Jurassic World, Dominion. We have a screening tonight, by the way. 7 o'clock at the UA King of Prussia, and I need 6 callers now. First 6 callers, 215-263-WMMR, and we will give you 4 packs of tickets. So 4 people get to go, all right? And we'll get you on board. We'll take a break, come back in a second. Craig Shoemaker scheduled to be here in just a couple minutes. We'll get him out of the Acme Lounge and into the studio in a moment. Stay with us.
At this point, and it comes out in July, so it's just, you know, there's not much time left. Wow. But it's the way it always is nowadays with films, you know. It also depends on the filmmaker, depends on the director. Certain directors are much more, no, this is my film, that's it, it's done. Other ones are like, they want to keep changing it and keep trying different things, see if they can improve it. You know, everyone is different in the creative process, so you sort of have to be adaptable to whatever that process is. And every time you're on a film, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, I'll bet.
You know?
Another one of the amazing things that you don't realize until you see what goes on behind the scenes is the musicians that you have here. What Michael was telling us earlier is that basically they came in, they sat down, they're given the music, they start recording it. They haven't rehearsed it. They haven't rehearsed it on their own, much less with each other.
No, they haven't seen any of this music at all. I mean, they come in, they sit, that's how good they are.
Yeah.
You have to be as good a player to be able to come down, sit down, and whatever is put in front of you, you have to be able to play.
And to
no
listen
matter
to
what
it, we would never be able to tell.
No.
We were sitting here watching the process, which is incredible. But to listen to it, you would think they've been rehearsing for days or weeks on end.
No.
Could you do it?
Could I? It depends. I did jump in on the cue on the Planet of the Apes when the piano player was stuck in traffic. So, but it was an easy cue, so I got in there and I did that, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But most of the stuff these guys do, it's such a specialized thing.
Yeah.
I kind of went in. I didn't do the performance route. I went into the composing and orchestrating and all of that, instrumentation, that route. So all my time is spent there.
Right.
So I used to be able to play a lot better, but the more I write, the less I play, and so my fingers are rusty. But I get around it. It's fine.
Now, while you have this going on, you're in the thick of that, are you able to juggle other projects at the same time? Work on completely diametrically opposed, you know,
You mean like
storylines
maybe
and
films with apes or anything?
Yeah,
or something like that? Yeah.
For example, one that comes to mind.
Yeah, I just literally a week ago finished Planet of the Apes. We actually have one more day of recording on the 25th for Planet of the Apes.
Wow.
But that's just we're going to catch the end credits and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But the bulk of the film was done, and that was this past Friday. And then here we are doing this. So.
Right.
You don't always want it to be like that, you know. But it's been a crazy schedule the last couple of months, and but luckily, like who I'm working on Apes with, Matt Reeves, is such a good friend, and we've done everything together. He did Cloverfield, a film called Let Me In, the last Planet of the Apes, and this one, and right now he's scheduled to do the next Batman. So
wow.
So he's such a great filmmaker, such a good guy. So I love working with him, and he's very understanding about everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
And they're very kind about that. So we make room for it.
I was talking to Curtis, who is your assistant?
Yeah,
or-
Curtis is great. Curtis is a friend of the family, but also an incredibly talented musician. And what he does is he tracks all of the percussion changes. Because what we do, a lot of times when we're using big rhythm sections like this, you know, we change things all the time. Change this, change that, do this, play that. Or they may pick a certain type of snare to play. It may say snare in in the score, but we don't always know which snare they're taking. So what he does is tracks. Okay, they took this snare and they did that. So that way we can update our score. So when we would walk out of here at the end of the day, it's exactly what we did.
Okay.
It reflects exactly what we did here today.
It's interesting to hear the changes on the fly too, because you'll do a version of it one way, and then you'll add an electric cello or an electric guitar or something like that.
Take something out.
Take something out. Yeah, and it's fascinating to hear very subtle differences. And is that just something where something feels right for you?
Yeah.
You
I'm
go
just
with that?
listening to it and I'm like, nah, that's not going to be right for this scene.
Yeah.
Because it's always about you want to track what's emotionally happening in the scene and make sure whatever the music's doing is reflecting that. So sometimes if, the first time you play it through, the percussion guys, they pick something, they do it, you go, okay, that's not exactly right. Or sometimes it's spot on what you want.
Right.
But it's always keeping an eye out for that to make sure it can't ever be about like, oh, I like this music I wrote and we're just going to do whatever I want. It's got to be what is right for the film, what's right for the picture.
Well, as a composer, you have to be able to hear it without ever hearing it as you're writing it,
Yes.
because these guys haven't seen it, they haven't played it, meaning you haven't heard it. I'm sure you have a keyboard that
We
you
have a
work on, you
keyboard,
get
we
an
have
idea.
mock-ups, I can do orchestral mock-ups or with fake French horns and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So in that way, it's more for so that the filmmakers can see it and hear it with an idea of what is going to be happening behind it.
Right.
But on a score like this, it's very tough because so much of what's going on, as you saw in that room over there, how are you ever going to mock that up to let anyone hear it? And part of my job is being a salesman, saying, trust me.
Yeah.
This sounds like crap right now,
Yep.
but when we get in that room with those guys, it's going to be amazing. You know?
Yeah.
And that's, you can't really do that. It doesn't work so much on an orchestral score. Orchestral score, they play what you write.
Right.
But when you have rhythm guys involved, they are just,
Yeah.
they add their personality to it.
Especially a legend named Alex Acuna, who is playing on this film. Who
He almost lost his mind.
Yeah, he's a legend. I'm a drummer. I've been reading about him and listening and stuff since I was a teenager. So it was pretty cool to meet him and to watch him work in there. Thanks for letting me go in that room.
I know.
While they were...
They're so nice. Him and Walter.
Yeah.
They're amazing, and they're always a pair. Like they've been working on my films for ever.
And he's worked
you
with,
use them regularly?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Well, he's played on everything.
He's worked with Elvis. He's worked with McCartney. He's worked with legends over the years, and now he's doing this.
And now he's with me.
Yeah.
Sadly, he's like, yeah.
He's getting a check though, right?
Yeah, he's getting a check.
It's all good. How long do you guys anticipate working on the Spider-Man?
We have this afternoon, we're gonna do some what we, a band afternoon where we have like the rhythm guys doing some rock stuff for some cues. And then we have 3 more days of recording and then maybe a half day after that.
See, in the scheme of it all, that doesn't seem like a whole lot of time to me, as opposed to, filming is a different story, and they shoot a lot and then cut it down to what they want. But I was surprised to hear it was only like 3-4 days, maybe 5, something like that, and then you're done.
Yeah, that's it.
There's a lot of work leading up to it.
I spend maybe on both of these I did fairly quickly, so I might spend 3, you want 8 weeks to write a score. Sometimes you don't have 8 weeks. But anywhere between 4 to 8 weeks. Wow. Star Wars, I had 4.5 weeks. Now it was a nightmare because of the schedule, the way the schedule was.
4.5 weeks to write?
To write the whole thing.
It's not like it's an iconic movie.
Yeah, it's not. You can mess that one up and throw it on the pile.
No one will ever notice.
That's crazy.
So that was probably the craziest it's ever been. This was a little more flexible, which was nice, even though they were on top of each other.
Yeah.
And that Star Wars happened literally finishing Doctor Strange and then the next day going right on the Star Wars. So it was pretty brutal, but it was a lot of fun. Come on, every morning I look up, there's stormtroopers on I was like, yeah, this is awesome. So,
it's really cool to be a part of this. But like for us in the Marvel universe and all of these we were huge fans of Lost, and we did a weekly recap, and you've been working with J.J. Abrams forever. Yeah. And so just to be a small part of the viewing audience of this kind of thing it's not lost on us how cool this is.
It's cool because no one gets to see this side of
right.
things. No one ever gets to visit this stuff. That's why I was always telling you, come on, you got to come out, you got to see what happens here, you got to do this. So
and here we are.
Yeah,
we made it.
You did it.
Speaking of Doctor Strange, I was at the movie. Credits come up and it says music, and I didn't know you'd done the music. Music by Michael Giacchino. I'm like, friend of the show, friend of the show.
You were sitting right next to him.
You're like, Giacchino, friend of the show.
We know that guy. So you did that. You did Rogue One last year. You have Spider-Man and Apes this year, and then we were talking a little bit earlier about some of the other ones that are coming up. I don't know if you're allowed to say or not.
Yeah, some no, but I have Incredibles 2 actually is coming up. I'll start writing that probably in the fall. And then also after that is Jurassic World 2.
Wow.
Right after that. So we'll be doing that around this time next year.
Yeah.
So it's a little busy.
Yeah.
It's all good.
But the biggest of the bigs out there. These are tentpole movies.
Small little movies.
Right, indies.
Small. I only work on independent films that, that's small stuff.
Who would have knew a kid from South Jersey, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Look at that
See,
guy.
I know how to sneak into places.
Sneaking into the vet.
Yeah, exactly.
Spectrum.
All that.
You learn how to do it.
Sneak into Hollywood. I know how to do it.
Do you think you'll ever do any more live scoring with the Philadelphia Orchestra at the Man or anything
We
like
want
that?
to, yeah, absolutely. We'd love to do the third Star Trek film with them. Absolutely, because we did the other ones. We'd love to do that one.
They're so much fun, and the Man is a great place to see anything, to witness anything. But when you get the live scoring, last year I went and saw Back to the Future.
That was fun,
and
right?
It was a blast.
It's so much fun to do. We're trying to get Rogue One figured out where we're going to do that because we're preparing that. But yeah, we're always looking to do that kind of stuff. We want to do Up, and we want to do. There's so many. And that's what's so nice about the films I get to work on. They're the kind of things where you can take them to an audience like that and and people will come and see them because these Pixar films are amazing, and they're all just fun movies that you want to go and hang out and have fun watching. So.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, thanks for having us here.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. We're excited.
Glad you came.
Taking a lunch break, then going back to work. So, Michael Giacchino.
Nice job.
Yes.
What caused a herd of cows to jump to its death from a cliff in Switzerland last week? That is the question pondered by farming experts in the area.
You know what they're labeling this, Preston?
No. Oh.
An utter catastrophe. Oh, my God. It's been a while. But the return of the utter catastrophe joke.
I never see that setup coming. I get these stories ready to go in the morning and sometimes think, I wonder what Steve will say about this.
But they don't know what moved them to do that?
Man, we're milking this one.
No one knows what may have steered them off of the cliff.
It just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Still going.
Before they had to hoof it out.
All right. What else you got?
Teats. All right, anyhow, the 13 Heron cows broke.
The crowd loved it.
They did.
You can hear the applause.
Broke out of their pen, ran towards a cliff, and either fell or threw themselves off the 50-meter drop last Wednesday night. Wow. 12 of them died. The 13th actually survived, probably because it landed on the others, but was injured and taken to an animal hospital. The cows broke through several lines around the pasture before finding themselves on the ridge. They fell into the void as though they were forced into it. The president of farming insurance company in the region told the paper, in total, the cows were thought to be worth about 20,000 francs.
They're saying the remaining cow's odds are half and half.
God.
Got one more.
Oh, my God. That one I actually liked. Okay. That was good. They belong, even though it was cheesy.
It's a dairy product.
That's right. So they belonged to several owners, but were all grazing on land belonging to a local couple who said that they thought some kind of predator must have chased the beasts off the cliff.
That must have been one hell of a predator. It's not.
Yeah.
They're not even considering a suicide cult.
Nevertheless, the behavior was
a bovine suicide cult.
Yeah. I think they need to consider all.
We're just cows.
In a new study, the finding of which was published in the Journal of Molecular Psychiatry.
Yeah, I get it all the time.
Has said that women are more likely to have a mind-reading gene mutation that gives them the ability to read a person's thoughts and emotions by looking at their eyes. The scientists found that the genetic variants on chromosome 3 in women are associated with their ability to read the mind and the eyes, known as cognitive empathy.
Yes.
Which is an interesting term.
I could see that, though.
Yeah.
Do you find you're intuitive, Kathy? Like when, for example, Dennis sees your Target bill. Can you see into his eyes?
No, but I think I could look... and more so, though, with men than women. Like if do you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was a girlfriend of mine, I'm not sure that I would necessarily be able to tell. Maybe that's because we're I don't know, better at hiding.
Cancel each other out.
Or something like that. But, yeah, and not, and like maybe you guys, too, or other men that I'm close with.
Do you want to see my defensive face so that I can show?
Yeah, let's see if I can.
Right, Preston?
Yeah, you look stupid. Yeah. We now have the pride of Springfield Township High School. Returning native son.
I went to college, too.
And he's going to be at Ardmore Music Hall on Thursday. Craig Shoemaker is here. How you doing,
the
Craig?
weather? I was wondering why. I think that's going to go out someday, like the weather reports.
Yes.
It's like, it could be like AOL. There's no reason for the weather. I was watching the local. They give you the temperatures by neighborhood. There's news you could use.
Right? Yeah.
And the easiest job on the planet is the weatherman, like in Philadelphia in the summer. It's a hot and humid, chance of showers. Back to you, Bob. Thank you, Nostradamus.
Yeah. Well, it's true. Well, here, but anywhere, the weather. Well, years ago they started giving names to snowstorms, right? So
right.
hurricanes, but it's such a part of local news. That's why it leads. They hit it multiple times during the newscast, and then when there's anything that's remotely troubling or a rainstorm potential. Now, I don't know if tornadoes were all the rage when you were in the area. But
no,
we
those
get
are
tornadoes.
new. That's a new trend. They're trending now in Philadelphia.
We're getting tornadoes now.
I know. I just everything just keeps. They used to have the weather was done in a studio too. Now they put them outside just to really rub it in
to show you what it's like.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
I know. I love coming back here. It's the best. Last night was at this outdoor cafe. This is so Philadelphia with a Philly accent from another table here. Hey, yo, overheard your conversation. You're a comedian. Tell me a joke. Make me laugh. I said, listen, I'm just going to chill. Is that all right? What are you, some snobby a-hole? Make me laugh. I said, listen, lady. You got to tamp it down here. I said, what do you do for a living? I'm a nurse. You give me an enema. You do your job, I'll do mine. All right? I'm going to take a night off.
But you're not. You're at the Ardmore Music Hall.
Yeah. I've never been there. I was there years ago when it was at 23 East, a long time ago.
They did a really nice job. They renovated it a couple years ago.
It looks beautiful.
Stages in a different spot. The acoustics are better. It's a great place for a show.
I was wondering where to play this time. I wanted to come back to Philly. And the last time I was here was in a tent, at the Soul Show.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been heckled by a train before. There's a train that we go by. And it literally is the longest train in history. I had to delay my act. It's a freight train, ugly freight train, too. There's no, other cars. The same exact car went by. For miles and miles, this train lasted.
What during the height of everything, what was your, because some people did continue to work.
Zoom shows. Oh, God. It's so nice to be wearing pants. It's unbelievable. I'm watching somebody get pleasured while I'm eating, while I'm doing my Zoom show. I go, I can see you. Oh, really? it was horrible. And being in quarantine all that time, there is nobody happier that I'm on the road than my family. My wife is booking my gigs now. She's calling Guam. He'll take it.
Right.
Plus, she hit menopause during the quarantine. That was good timing.
Oh, really?
You know what that means? I swear to God, I think it means put men on pause.
Men on pause.
I think that's what it means. Mm-hmm. She has a book, I'm not kidding you, on her nightstand called Vagina, a Love Story. I got her a book called Penis, Remember Me?
Yeah.
So, that happened. And wow. The family, they want me back on the road, so I'm back.
So right now, we've noticed this. Like we had our full MM barbecue, we've had our events. They're attended and then some. So and then we've got comedians coming through, and they're saying they're seeing really robust audiences. It's got to be good. So is your schedule jammed up now?
Jammed, because it was we're making up for all the lost time.
It was wild.
California was the worst though.
Yeah, it held on.
And
And
that's my number one market now. And
is it?
Been for years, because I'm on radio out there and stuff, and I lived out there for a number of years, and they're so bad with the mask shaming. You know, this guy's yelling at me. Put a mask. He's 90 feet away, and he's got the mask where his nose is sticking out. I go, that's like putting a condom on your testicles. What is wrong with people? And the other thing is that we all share. Never in the history of the world has anyone shared. Think about this. Comedians go, women do this, men do whatever it is. This is the only time in history everyone shared the same experience.
Yeah.
So, and one of my experiences, I say, hey, out there, how many people hate people? Yeah.
Right.
We all hate people now. We have it in common. I'm from Philadelphia, but I live in California, so I'm stuck between namaste and kiss my ass. That's where I live.
Right.
How soon before, because I think it happened with a lot of people, which was, you're like, God, I just can't wait to get back to people. And I think what was the first moment you had to remind yourself what it was like being completely without people because you were falling back into the trap of oh, man, I can't stand.
Oh, man. I was in suburban California, right? With these suburban dads, all married. We were sitting around. We have nothing to talk about. Because guys would like to talk about conquest. What are we going to say? Guess what, guys? I nailed my wife again last night. Oh, that's 3 times as much. She's look at that. We have nothing to talk about. Pulling up in the minivan.
Right. Yeah.
There's good news about a minivan, though. You never get pulled over in a minivan.
Is that true?
No,
never thought of that.
No, you could be doing Mach 5, wheelies, donuts. You could have a hooker strapped to your hood smoking crack.
Yeah.
The cops will go, let him go. He's suffering enough, for God's sake. Poor guy's driving a Dodge Caravan. What can we do to him he hasn't done to himself already?
Is golf your main escape, or is
they shut the courses down, too. Yeah.
What's this now?
We're going later today, right?
Yeah, we're playing today.
Yeah, we're going to play today. I don't know why I'm so bad at golf. I got a trophy on the celebrity golf tournament for closest to the car.
Closest, they give that, huh? Closest to the car.
And they team me up with people, and these guys, these sponsors pay a fortune to play with celebrities. And, you know, some people know who I am, but I'm out there telling my credits. You know, they're going, that's John Elway over there. I'm going, well, I was on Hollywood Squares 75 times.
It still matters. Damn it.
Craig took me to play golf. We went to California, and we played at Calabasas Country Club, and we had a great time. It was a beautiful day and beautiful golf course. And I remember, Craig, you telling me about, you know, some people that live in and around the area, like the Kardashians around there and all that. And then the most intrigued I was, though, was he told me that a member of the club was Jamie Farr. And I'm like, I want to see Klinger.
Yeah,
I want to see
golf.
Klinger in the flesh.
I mean, we have big celebrities there. Matthew McConaughey, all these, you know, we have all these, Scottie Pippen and everything. He goes, Jamie Farr. It was a throwaway.
It was a big part of my childhood, man.
Where was the golf course?
You met him, right?
No, I didn't. But you just told me, you know, we may see him around here.
Yeah, he's
Poor
so
guy.
old. He can't hit out of his own
Is
shadow
he?
at this point. Yeah,
Well, that's right. He was old when he did MASH.
Yeah.
You know, he was one of the hoods in that movie Blackboard Jungle years ago.
Right.
Jamie Farr. Where did Harrison Ford put his plane down?
Oh, yeah.
Was
Where
it the
that?
Calabasas?
No. It was.
It was a country club, though.
I don't think it was in California.
This is a
was
true
it?
story.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, I played his backyard, his old backyard.
What?
It was a lap pool in front of me, and then on the other side were these audience members. And I'm in Harrison Ford's backyard doing comedy. All I can picture is the lap pools, him training his kids when they were younger. Do another lap, damn it! Yeah, you call that a breaststroke? That's all I can picture is him yelling at his kids
In his backyard.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. He landed. I think it was.
Was it in California?
It was California.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a country. He just took off, and there was a country club right there, and he had to ditch the plane on the golf course.
Steve, there's a list of Harrison Ford plane crashes. I'm not like there are so many of them on here.
I was thinking of you the other day, Craig, because Caitlyn Jenner was on some show, and she was talking about, and I know you've played with her, but she says, as she talks about, she goes, I may look like this, but I can still drive a ball like nobody's business.
You know, I've known Bruce Jenner for 30 years, all right?
Right.
And so that's my first question is when we play together is what tees do you play from?
Right. Yes.
But still has the body, you know, and can still, it is, I got to tell you.
Is she good? Is she a solid player?
It's surreal, though.
Yeah.
Last time I saw her a few weeks ago, you know, we're on the golf course, got this white outfit, like this skirt. I'm just going, this was like the greatest athlete ever.
Right.
And she had makeup on each shoulder from the shoulder turn on her face. So we go shoulder to shoulder. And she had makeup on both sides. I'm just going, this is the cover of Wheaties.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Bruce Jenner when I was a kid.
Yeah, he didn't.
And my mom would dress me as a girl every year for Halloween. She loved them.
Yeah.
My mom, I was a hooker, a go-go girl, a cowgirl.
What?
As a kid, all you want is more candy. My friends are ghosts and sheets running house to house. I'm a geisha girl, clogs, chopsticks in my head. Guys, wait up. I wish I was making that up.
You're not.
It was only 1 year. Only 1 year I was not a girl. My mom comes home from work early.
What the hell is
totally
that
not
about?
making this up.
What
I
is
grew up
that
with all
about?
females.
Okay,
My dad left
yeah.
when I was born. Something
All
I
right.
said, wah, he was gone. But she dressed me food dye, green food dye, dyed my entire body green so I could be the Jolly Green Giant. And there's so much left over. My sister was the little green sprout. It's the only every door I had to knock on a door. Ho ho ho.
Yeah,
my sister would go Green Giant. And you wonder why I became a comedian.
So my mom used to, and listen, I don't know back in the 70s if they had face paint, but she used to make her own face paint.
You can't use regular food coloring is going to be.
She used regular food coloring and
that's
oil.
not going to come out easily.
And what did you use?
No, I scrubbed down like Karen Silkwood. Anybody know that reference?
Yeah.
I have a Puma Spar. No, it lasted for months. I had this green tint.
All right, so wait,
Also,
if they just used straight up food coloring, because my mom mixed
Straight
it
up.
with like vegetable oil or something.
No, my mom was pure. She's a purist.
Where'd you grow up? What area did you grow up in?
Well, it started in Mount Airy, and then we were all over like Springfield Township. When I was a kid, we were very poor. I used to think the word evict meant move. I thought they were just saying, word. Look, Mommy, here's the eviction truck. And we'd pack up and move again.
Where in Mount Airy?
Stettin and Duval and all over.
Okay, because
Germantown.
I'm in Mount Airy now.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
Mount Airy. I'd say it's probably the most integrated place in the world.
I love it.
Right?
I love the people. I love the whole thing. It's really.
Do you have a row home or?
No, it's a standalone. Yeah, but
we had a row home or double home. And I dug a tunnel over to the other house.
What?
I got in big trouble for that.
Really?
I was like Shawshank Redemption. In 1977, Craig Shoemaker dug a tunnel over to Carl Rozowich's house. And his mother found out, and trouble was happening. All he's left with a rock hammer, and they worn down to the nub. I dug a tunnel, yes.
Oh,
I
my
covered it with an
God.
Elvis poster.
Why not?
I swear to God, it's true.
Why not?
Those homes were the classic.
Oh my God! Yeah,
They still are.
the house that I'm in now, the guy when he was doing the inspection on it walked around, and his exact words were, "You could set a hand grenade off in every room in this house, and nothing would happen." That's the way they built them. You know.
I know.
Yeah,
And they're still there. They're still solid.
stone and all that crap. It's awesome.
Craig, Nick, what's the show you're watching? The basketball show.
Oh, Winning Time.
Winning Time.
Yeah.
And and he was wondering maybe you've seen it. Magic Johnson's and
Right.
portrayed in it, and obviously you used to work with Magic. But have you seen any of that show yet?
I'm seeing it. I felt guilty. You know, I almost married the owner of the Lakers, and she's a big part of it. You know, so and she's Aunt, my son
I didn't know
Justin's
that.
here. She's Aunt Jeannie to my kids. And,
Jeannie Buss?
Yeah,
You guys
she's
all-
Aunt Jeannie to the kids.
That you oh, I didn't know that. She's Jerry Buss's daughter, Dr. Jerry Buss's daughter.
Correct, yes.
And
You
she's,
almost married her?
She's very
we're
prominently
looking at homes
featured
together and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And prominently
Yeah, we've been close all these years. She's the best. She really is. I was the idiot in that one. Oh, I have a real quick story.
You were married. Wait. You were married to Nancy Allen as well.
Let's not go through my past. I have no bits about RoboCop, okay?
I want to hear about the Jeannie Buss connection.
Yeah, so I felt guilty watching the show because, like, there's some portrayals in there. So we saw her. We went to the Sixers against the Lakers.
Right.
And, we sit with her and go in the back and all that kind of stuff. She has a little room and everything. And you were out there. My son Justin was there. And we felt kind of guilty. And she's like, no, that show's great. She goes, it's really accurate. My father really did comb his chest hairs. And stuff.
Really?
Because
Yeah.
Jerry West has vehemently denied a lot of the portrayals. And listen, it's a fictionalization of what happened.
And it's Adam McKay.
And it's Adam McKay.
Exaggeration, yeah.
And Adam McKay is a huge NBA fan, and I think wants to be as faithful as possible. But there's also drama attached to it, right? So
And comedy.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So you think that it's fairly accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And Linda Rambis is in it too, and she's a very good friend. She's the one who fixed me up. Actually, Kurt Rambis was in my movie Love Master, and then they fixed me up with her back in the late '90s.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I talked to Linda and Jeannie, and they both think the show's pretty accurate.
Well,
so.
there
And
you go.
I love that show.
Are you friends with Adam? Do you know Adam McKay?
He was the doorman at the Comedy Factory outlet. That's where he started. And I was the headliner. I wish I was nicer. I was a big headliner coming in
He's
there.
the nicest
hey,
guy.
doorman, here, I need a cup of water. No, he's great.
He's become a friend of the show, and he's like,
Oh, wow.
every year he donates to the Camp Out for Hunger, and he's just he just could not be
He's
more
he's
genuine.
killing it. I love the show, except for there's two cast members I think are miscast. Anybody want to guess who it is? It's cringeworthy.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I want you to guess.
Nick, what do you think? I'm not watching it. So
Oh,
I
you
haven't
don't
seen
watch it?
I haven't
I
seen
don't-
it yet. Yeah.
Oh,
To
really?
me, it's a
Too much
perfect cast. I mean, maybe Jason, what's his name?
Correct.
It's
Correct.
Jerry
The
West.
worst. The worst.
Okay, and then I can't.
Paul Westhead. He plays Paul Westhead.
Jason Segel.
Segel. Oh,
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah.
He whines the entire time. I go out of my mind.
So I've seen one episode, one and a half episodes.
Really?
Yeah. So
You're not into it?
I love it. I love every second of it. What do you think
Same
about
here.
the Magic portrayal?
Oh, he's the best of all,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And
well,
do you
as
still have
I was the co-host of the
gonna ask-
Magic Johnson show.
Do you have a relationship with Magic anymore?
What's that?
Do you still have a relationship with Magic at all?
Well, no, I do not. No, because I've been talking about him on radio. It's my only comeback. You know?
You've always been.
If you hire a comic, you're going to get comedy. A comedy. I'm not going to go. He was the greatest talk show host in history.
You've
gonna tell
only
you the
been
truth.
honest. You've only been honest.
Yes.
I don't think you've been unfairly caustic about him. Or do you feel
He was a
you have?
terrible host.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all
he
there
was
was to it.
terrible.
Well, you know it's bad when he couldn't pronounce the movies they were in. Like Michael Clark Duncan was in Armageddon, and Magic's reading the cue card. Now up next from the movie Armageddon. Now he is from Armageddon. Armageddon. Oh, Craig, how do you say that word? I said, just say end of the world. That's the end of my career right now. And he didn't know like the conversations he would have. You know, the first guest was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have to understand, I'm this poor kid from Philadelphia, no dad. I'm sitting here with these two legends, and I realize halfway through I got to be the UN translator for these two. Neither one of them speak good English. It's a talk show. So this is the conversation. This Hollywood kiss up. He goes, Arnold, the reason I had you as a guest on my premier talk show, you make a lot of money for a lot of the needy people. Folks, don't he give it up for the needy people? Scream, yeah. And then Arnold, no, Magic, you're the one who give all the money back. Yeah, am I right? He's got to eat the wellness. Magic Johnson in the wood. Come on, Arnold. You know Special Olympics helping those needy kids. And I'm sitting there thinking, how am I going to blend in? So I lean over. I almost gave $1 to a homeless guy. He didn't have change for a 10. Oh, Craig. Craig, you are bad.
Yeah.
Every time I tell a joke, he always
That was.
goes,
I remember.
Craig,
I
you are
watched that
bad.
show. I watched. It became.
Tell me you didn't watch it.
I did.
Of course you
I
did.
watched that show.
It was an addiction, wasn't it?
It was.
It was a sad.
You had a guy who was
It's a
beloved,
train wreck.
a
Beloved,
guy who was
yes.
beloved,
Yes.
and rightfully so, right? So he's got this legend, and it just you always wonder that pitch meeting where someone goes, when you know that the greats like Carson or anybody.
What's the pitch meeting like?
Right. How does that sound?
I can
Look
tell
at
you what it
Chevy
was.
Chase's show.
Awful.
It was
That was
terrible.
awful, too.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
But the pitch show on that would be, hey, legend, funny.
SNL.
This guy, they literally, the slogan was the smile that stole late night. That was
Right.
the slogan. But you have to have more past the smile. You have to,
Right, yeah.
Have read a book. It helps.
What years was it on? And or more?
Like
It wasn't more than 1 year,
97,
right?
97. Actually, I know this because my son's with me. You're 23, and he was just being born at the time, so that's exactly when it was.
Who was the musical host?
Craig, you are bad. It was Sheila E.
Sheila E. That was really good.
Did you ever hear about my debut, about what I said on my debut?
No.
They brought in this writer from The Tonight Show. By the way, the old Tonight Show. These old-fashioned, he's wearing a members-only jacket, mullet haircut. By the way, folks, if you're out there have a mullet haircut, I mean to offend you. So this guy, and I called him Sling Blade. That was a movie out of time. He had a jutted-out jaw. I said, Sling Blade, you can't make me tell these jokes. I'll get booed. He goes, a boo is as good as a laugh. Johnny Carson loved to be booed. I don't want to be booed. You can't make me tell these jokes. You got to tell the jokes as I write them. Oh my God. They made me tell this joke. This is a true story. I'm back. First of all, I'm backstage, and Sling Blade writes the monologue for Magic.
Right.
And my intro. Here's my intro from Magic. Place is screaming, urban crowd. That means black.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I'm not. Although I found out I'm 14%. But anyway, that's a side. Place is going crazy. Sheila E. He goes, now let's get the show started with my co-host. Now you have to understand, I'm backstage. I'm going to a live show. I'm going over all the girls that didn't go to the prom with me. I'm going to get even with them now.
Yeah.
So he goes, now everybody, here's a guy nobody would shower with. Craig Shoemaker. I'm going, what the hell did that
What
mean?
does that even
What
mean?
does that even
What
mean?
is that? Yes.
This is a writer wrote this for him. And I'm going, nobody would shower with me? That's my intro? I just won all these awards.
Yeah.
Nobody would shower. And then I come walking out there. They don't know who I am. Nobody knows me. He's a legend. Sheila's a legend. There's Craig Shoemaker, who's he?
Right.
And here's the first words out of my mouth. Remember, he made me tell this. So Magic's supposed to set me up, something current events. He goes, Craig, now how about that Bulls game last night? I said, Magic, I haven't seen a beating like that caught on tape since Rodney King.
That was the joke they gave you.
You see your reaction?
That's insane.
Oxygen mask popped out of the ceiling. You could have heard the gas here from Paramount Studios in Philadelphia.
Oh, my
They went like
God.
this. It was worse than a boo.
Yeah.
So I thought he would help me out, known for the assist in basketball, but he just goes, oh, Craig, you are bad.
Oh my God.
Remember about it was Craig, not me.
Oh.
The co-host, not me.
Craig, not me.
He threw me in the wood chip. And he never wanted to look bad. So I told a joke about another celebrity, and he go, oh, Craig, you are bad. Now he's not going to come on the show.
So you were always set up for that?
I was set up for that.
That
yeah,
sucks.
terrible. And then they fired me in the middle of the show. From the Inquirer,
They fired you. I remember this
Middle of
story.
the
They
show.
fired
Yeah.
you during the middle of the show.
I told the Inquirer, I'll never forget, I said, it's like the Titanic and I'm bailing out with a shot glass. I thought it was kind of a a clever little line.
Right, yeah.
I never knew that the Gail Schister column would make it all the way back to L.A.
How did they deliver that message to you during the show?
Oh, no, that's not, no, that was after.
Okay.
No, they took me off the couch in the middle of the show on day 3.
That's it.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
He
Day
goes,
3?
He goes, we'll be back after this. Apparently, that didn't include me.
Oh, my God.
They walked up on stage and they said, the people upstairs decide you're going to be off the couch now. I go, what are you talking about? I'm not going to go off the couch. I'm looking over at him. Maybe he'll help me out.
Yeah.
He's glazed over the cue card. I'm a good dude. Anyway, so they literally bodily, because I was ready to fight. You know, Philly. I'm going, you ain't taking me up. You're not going to shame me in front of national audience.
Right.
But 13 girls didn't go to the prom with me once. So then they bodily removed me. Then they would like throw me back in on different segments. Then actually the next night I said, I'm going to get my way back here. I got Samuel L. Jackson. I called him up. I figured I'm going to look like a producer now. Like, they need me. I had to figure out they need me on that wall.
Trying to save your job.
Exactly. So I called Sam because all the guests were canceling.
Yeah.
It was down. I'm not exaggerating. On day 4, Thursday night, the lead guest was Suzanne Summers with a new Thigh Master.
Oh,
and I'm not exaggerating. And Kobe Bryant, wwho was a 17 or 18-year-old rookie. That was the lead guest. And
it was in real time making the news in
Correct.
what a disaster it was.
Correct.
I remember this
it was
clearly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I called Sam, and I go, Sam L. Jackson's an old friend of mine. I go, hey, Sam, you got to help me out here. He goes, shoo, I can't do it. He goes, he said no. He said no. He goes, my publicist said no way.
Here's a guy who took on Thanos.
He said no. He goes, no. He goes, I can't do it. You're a good friend, but I can't do it. So I said, come on, man. And we figured out a way to do it. He says, all right, I'll do it, but you can't announce that I'm doing it. Okay. I said, okay, great. I produced the segment. I came back in. I told the producer, who's his agent, who's coming up in that show. I go, hey, I can get Samuel L. Jackson. Really? I go, but you can't announce. He goes, oh, Magic doesn't like surprises. I go, well, you're not going to get Sam Jackson. And he's screaming, Magic doesn't like surprises. Are you 12?
Yeah.
I'm going to get it. And so I produced it. I told the band he was coming out. I said, get the Pulp Fiction music, and all that. And I produced the piece. I go, hey, during the show, I go, hey, Magic, you know what? You need a golf lesson. He goes, I don't play golf, Craig. Well, look who does. And out comes Samuel L. Jackson with a club for me and a club for Magic. And we had the greatest time. They took me off the couch again.
Oh, my God.
My produced piece didn't work. Then I was in like segment 5. He with like a cooking segment. He'd throw flour on me. Look at Craig, now you're a cake.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
That's right. And my career was soaring at the time. And
Yeah.
oh yeah, they said the reviews. I used to get only good reviews. They said I look like a pizza delivery guy waiting for a tip. It was so horrible.
There's a YouTube channel devoted to all that sort of stuff.
Oh, great.
all that, and that is the Chevy Chase show. The
Oh,
Magic
really?
Show, and it's they go scour for this footage. And so I went down the YouTube hole and I was watching a lot of these things. So you're in good company. I mean, you were fighting, furiously.
I'm in good company. All other people have been fired and never heard from again.
Yeah, right. Wow. Well, listen, Craig, for those of you who are just tuning in, Ardmore Music Hall, Thursday is the gig. You can get tickets at ardmoremusichall.com. And it's just a night of comedy, hanging, doing your thing, right?
CraigShoemaker.com also. By the way, it's Shoemaker, folks, not Schumacher. It drives me nuts.
Okay.
It's Schumacher. You make shoes, you don't mock shoes, all right? Unless they're Crocs, those you can mock.
Nice. All right, well, listen, dude, it's always great to see you.
Yeah, I'll see you in a few hours.
Yep, we're hanging out later on. We're going to play a round of golf, which is awesome. Looking forward to it. And make sure you go see Craig at Ardmore Music Hall, 8 p.m. show, and you can go to CraigShoemaker.com or ArdmoreMusicHall.com. Craig Shoemaker! Great to see you.
The Love
We're gonna
Master,
take a break.
Casey
We'll be back just a second. Stay with us. She'll never break through.
I got to go gump on this one or she'll be on to me.
I don't know. You know what? I don't find myself trying to think too much about trying to read people. Casey reads people a lot, I think. Do you notice that about yourself, Casey?
Yeah, well, I was a communications major. So.
That's where they teach you to read people.
Yeah,
no, but exactly. I find that Casey reads people a lot and can say that, he's lying or he's thinking about something else.
Hey, Preston.
Yep.
I drew a picture.
Okay.
Hold it up.
Look into my eyes. What's the picture of?
It's a penis. I knew it. Steve, I didn't even see you.
All right.
That's just because you guys are in love.
That's just because I know.
Let me do it. All right.
You going to draw a picture?
Yes.
Dude, I totally nailed that.
Yes, you did.
What else would you draw? I almost said butthole.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Steve drew a picture of What is it? A penis. A hairy penis.
I knew it was hairy balls.
I drew it with hairy balls.
Okay. All right.
Kathy, you going to draw something?
Yeah.
Well, Kathy should be able to divine.
You know what? Yeah.
And, all of you are going to draw a penis. If there any guy here in this entire place is going to draw a penis. So
I won't draw a penis.
You're lying.
I promise.
All right.
Kathy.
All right.
I drew a picture.
Okay.
Kathy, really look into
Casey's eyes. Okay.
Okay.
It's a dog's penis.
No.
Am I close?
Preston.
All right.
What did I draw?
This time you drew a butthole.
No, I draw boobs.
Okay.
Nick drew boobs too.
All right, Kathy. Can you see it?
No.
I can see it.
I'm guessing what you drew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now look, you got to look into Preston's eyes. Preston, you have to let her see your eyes.
Yeah, don't cover your eyes up.
And don't go gump.
A butthole.
She's terrible at
Close. It's a vagina. No, wait, that's a penis. I'm sorry.
That's a penis.
Veiny.
Veiny, too.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
Okay.
You want?
Have we proved anything here?
All right, do you want to see what I drew?
Yeah.
wait, no, look at
No,
Kathy's
see it.
eyes.
Steve, do it to Steve. He's better.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I can't see through the paper. Something you drew.
Look at her eyes. The eyes should give it away.
Yeah, the eyes are the window of the soul.
Yeah.
Soul is in Korea.
Also a fish.
It's also a shoe part.
Yeah.
And it's also a type of music.
Listen, when you guys doodle, that you draw penises.
I know.
What
but
do you think? For real though, what do you think?
Big sweaty vagina.
No, that's not what I would do.
All right, hang on,
not what I would.
All right, so I think you're going to draw.
Vaginas are hard to draw.
They
Penises
are
easy to draw.
Draw a taco and add extra lettuce. Yeah. Is it a penis?
It's not.
Okay.
Preston, you guess.
It's a car. We were just talking about cars. Oh my God!
What is it?
I did that just for you guys.
What is that?
That's somebody taking a dump.
It's something dripping.
Is it
It's a butt.
You have
I'm
brothers.
a terrible artist.
A butt into a target.
I thought it was
dripping
gonna-
into
No, that's
a
the
target.
toilet. That's the toilet.
Okay.
I thought that was a puddle.
Yeah. All right.
I
Anyway.
thought that was sweaty balls in a puddle underneath of it.
So a study in this regard.
We just conducted. We need to share this data.
So we're getting ready to play a game, and so here's the deal. Let me set this up. I said it just a moment ago.
Yes.
U2 is doing the Joshua Tree 30th anniversary tour. They made an announcement they were going to be in Philadelphia, which is this Sunday. So a few months back when the announcement happened, I called up two friends of mine because the three of us together went to see that show. It was at the Arena in St. Louis, and it was a big deal because the Cardinals were at the seventh game of the World Series that night.
You had to make a call.
We had to. Are we going to watch the game or are we going to go to the concert? We had already bought the tickets.
How old are you at this time?
We were fresh out of high school, first year, so 19 years old,
Okay.
something like that, because it was 1987. And we went to the concert, and I just was so blown away by the show that night. And I was like a mid-level U2 fan. I thought they were a really good band. I knew enough of the material to go to the concert. The new album sounded great. I hadn't listened to the whole thing. I had heard, some of the songs that were on the radio. I'm like, all right, let's go. And left that night just amazed. The lights came up. The crowd was still singing. They ended with 40.
Which is awesome.
And the crowd is still singing and singing. The band was long gone, and we were still singing, and the lights stayed on. And I was just like, this was amazing. This is the best concert I've ever seen. And I was just dumbfounded for a while after this. So it was a significant show.
Yes, yeah.
And when they made the announcement that the 30th anniversary was coming around, I'm like, I got to get these guys. We got to get together. We got to go see it together.
Everyone had the same experience with your friends here?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. So they're back in town. They got in yesterday and the day before, and we're going to the show on Sunday, and we're going to play some golf and stuff while we're here and just having a buddies thing, which is pretty cool. So I told you guys this, and you decided, well, why don't we have them come in? And we'll play a game with them.
Sure.
About my teenage and formative years.
Right. We've heard a lot of stories.
Yeah.
And so there's some stuff that we know. There's some stuff that I'm going to be asking. I have no idea what it means, but it should resonate with you guys.
Yeah, because Casey, I gave him some phone numbers from some old friends who couldn't be here, and he tracked them down and got some info, right?
Yeah, I talked to Hawk.
Yep.
Right. And then I talked to either Patty or Sandy.
I think you spoke to both of them, didn't you?
No,
I gave
and
you Sandy's number.
You gave me Sandy's number, and then Patty somehow got involved as well.
Yeah, I saw those
Yeah.
names pop up, and then the parole officer, of course. Yeah, of course, obviously.
You needed all
Yeah,
the
all of the
info.
information. Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I was, I consider myself a child of the '80s, and I definitely had yearbooks and all those things that I can look back at because I was in school at the same time as Preston, but I was slightly younger, and to see what you guys were doing, and I think you're like 7 years older than me, but like what you guys were doing and what you guys were up to in 7th and 8th grade, and then high school, it's just
It's freaky, isn't it?
Completely different world.
I mean, I look back at my old pictures, and there I am at the Continental Congress.
Yeah.
And I'm saying,
Well,
it's just so wild.
Because I've told you guys in the past what DBH meant.
Yeah, Dubong hits.
Dubong hits. And so Casey's looking through my 7th and 8th grade yearbook and all the signatures, and people sign it, and it's like, dude, DBH till you can't stand it anymore. And this is in 7th and 8th grade.
And that's from teachers.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So
But
he
then-
was just looking at it and being
But
blown
it's
away.
also funny because I think a lot of times we have this attitude of like, oh, these kids today, they're crazier and they're doing things that I never did.
With
and
their
then,
malt shops and their leather jackets.
But the reality is I think the kids of the '80s were probably way worse than anybody right now.
I guarantee you, every generation has that perception. And
Yeah.
but there's something that is the same across the charts.
Yeah.
And I think as I'm looking through this, and we were looking at some of the things, and we were all laughing at the back, saying, "What the f does that mean?"
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got their things, and that's why. It always amazes me when anybody runs for political office, because any of these things taken and put on, there are a number of things here that we're going to ask that if we're put on a front page of a paper, you'd say, what the hell? Yeah.
But we partied hard, man.
Yes,
We partied
yeah.
very, very hard. And these guys are a little nervous.
So why don't you introduce your
All right,
friends?
and before I do that, do we need to get callers on the line to play along? All right, 215-263-WMMR. Somehow or another, we're going to work this in a way to have you win prizes as well. I don't really know what's going to happen.
Let me explain.
though.
It's going to be a straight-up trivia contest. And so we're going to have people playing. You're going to play for callers online. We're not going to go to them.
Okay.
We're just going to win prizes as we cycle through so we can move some product, and that'll be happening in the background. So
All right.
everyone will get assigned. If someone gets a question right, that person wins, and then we put another person in that spot,
right.
and that's how we'll proceed.
Before we introduce our contestant, Steve, what's the name of the game?
The name of the game is Preston, Cheston, and Steve Blast from the Ass Trivia Challenge.
Thank you, studio audience. Let's meet our contestants this morning. Contestant number 1 hails from St. Louis, Missouri, and he is currently a teacher who's got the summer off. It's a wonderful thing. We go way back, and yes, his name sounds like mine. We are welcoming Cheston Chet Plaguey.
Yeah!
Chet, good morning.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, sir. Good to see you.
Great to be here.
Excellent. All right, next, the guy I consider to be my best friend.
Yeah.
We go way, way back, and we've been through some times together.
We are aware of some of
I
them.
won't mention any of them now because it may be ones that
No.
are coming up in the particular contest.
I just think it's great that I have a story with Steve. I with that time that we spent down in St. Martin, and we enjoyed ourselves, and you lost your wedding ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. He's
You
got
have a
that
nice
now.
new one
my
on
phone.
now.
All right, please welcome Steve Leasick. By the way, those of you who've heard the story about my friend Steve who threw his phone into the ocean,
That's him.
this is him.
That would be that, Steve.
That was
All
a
right.
fun one.
That was a great throw.
Yeah,
You have
well,
to admit.
it was awesome. It was a small window. You could have shattered that door.
From distance, maybe inebriated, maybe not.
Maybe not. So, friends, by the way, and just to contextualize this, these are friends at this point in time we're going to reference. But how long, does it go back to junior high and even...
Steve and I go back to junior high.
Okay.
So we probably started hanging out more in high school, but we were friends in junior high.
Oh, sure.
And then Chet didn't end up at art school until junior year, right?
Right.
Were you you were going to military school before that, right?
I was in military school.
Yeah. Was that by choice or did your parents
By
demand?
state decree.
It was forced.
It was forced?
Forced, okay.
Okay.
All right, well, pleasure to meet you guys. I know Steve we met before, but good to meet you. And Cheston is Chet. That's your regular name. Okay.
And by the way, we have little placards with our names and our high school
I love it.
pictures.
Nick
photos.
Murphy did
Great.
some wonderful little collections, Preston. Everyone looks fairly similar. No glasses on Steve.
No, thank God.
And a little less hair, but
No
I can
hair on me,
commiserate.
right.
Yeah, on Chet, but that's okay. That's all good to go. So we're good to go. We have our callers up. Everybody set?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. So you want to start this? Everyone has our El Cheapo buzzers.
Yeah, let's do that. So each one of us has a buzzer. This is going to be a trivia thing. So I guess we're going to buzz in when we know the answer.
Yes.
And we're going to hold these up to the microphone. I will signal mine so you know what it sounds like. All right, so
Okay.
that's me. And Chet, what does yours sound like? And then Steve?
Whatever.
All right. So understand that there's only so much we can know about the accuracy of the answer to this question. So we're going to play a little light and loose with the particulars here. So let's get started. Are you ready, gentlemen?
Yeah.
All right.
set.
Question number one. What aquatic school-based contest, what aquatic alcohol-based contest took place at Ben Aronson's house?
That was Preston.
That was me?
Yes.
Pool in the pig. Or pig in the pool.
All right, please explain.
Okay, so Ben had a cutting board that was in the shape of a pig.
Yeah.
And we would actually, it floated. So we would put it in the pool and we'd play quarters on that.
It's similar, but not. Okay,
Steve?
I'm going to have to go with riding the 10-speed
Into the pool.
See, that's what I thought it was.
Steve
Off
is
the
correct.
ramp.
Steve is correct. Now, as with anything we do, it is what I have on this paper that determines
That's
the correct
fine.
answer.
Yep. And
so
listen-
it says here, riding bikes into Ben's pool with Bud Light 12-pack boxes on your heads.
On the head, remember?
And this apparently was captured on very low-definition VHS.
And it had no brakes.
And it had no brakes. And I remember after we did that, when Ben's parents got back, what we didn't realize is we were marking up the bottom of the pool with tire tracks. And there were tracks all over the bottom of the pool.
Were these Bud Light 12-pack boxes, were they full or empty?
Oh, they were empty.
Okay.
But we fashioned them as if they were a hat. And they went... We'd put it over your head, like pull it down over your
like
face.
a protective shield.
Yeah, almost like a knight
Right,
type of a helm that you would wear. So
All right. Well, our winner is Ron on line 3, by the way, and he has won a Hand and Stone gift card, good for a free massage or facial. You can give the gift of relaxation this Father's Day with a Hand and Stone gift card for Dad. Get $10 off 1-hour spa gift cards through June 19th, including their signature hot stone massage. Visit handandstone.com.
All right, gentlemen. Question number 2. What religious holiday did you guys observe by skipping school and going to Preston's house to smoke pot?
I remember that.
Okay, Preston.
That was Easter.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Armor Metals and Recycling. Get paid for your old computers, monitors, printers, and more at Armor Metals and Recycling. Armor Metals is your e-cycling headquarters, and Armor Metals is your most trusted recycling partner. Visit armormr.com for more information. All right, so an Indiana woman was charged with murder after she allegedly followed a man that she said was her boyfriend to a bar by using the Apple AirTag, accused him of cheating on her, and then proceeded to intentionally run him over with her car. Galen Morris.
Is that in the new iOS?
Was arrested early Friday after reportedly following Andre Smith to Tilly's Pub in Indianapolis by using the Apple AirTags and GPS. Morris told a witness that she was Smith's girlfriend and that he was cheating on her. Morris told the witness that she was going to use she was going to use an empty wine bottle to beat up the other woman.
Right.
The confrontation escalated when Morris swung the bottle at the woman, but the attack was intercepted by Smith. Employees at the bar then asked the trio, "Could you leave, please?" And they did. A witness recounted that's when Morris allegedly attacked Smith with her car. Morris pulled forward and clipped Smith. He went down, at which time Morris then backed over him and then pulled forward and hit him for a third time.
So you know that these Apple tags are really easy to use. So I've given my wife a few, and they're in her car. She had her car stolen. So people who are having issues where they were being followed by people who are trailing them, a lot of people, jealous spouses, Preston, are now seeing the possibility of this.
Yeah.
You just shouldn't run someone over. Just break up with them.
Morris allegedly got out of the car and then tried to go after the other woman who was still in the pub waiting for a food order, but police arrived on the
Where
scene.
are those onion rings?
Morris was charged with murder. Across France, more than 300 people have reported being pricked out of the blue with needles at nightclubs or concerts in recent months.
Stuff like this pops up now and then.
Doctors and multiple prosecutors are on the case, but no one knows who's doing it or why, and whether the victims have been injected with drugs or indeed any substance at all. Club owners and police are trying to raise awareness, and a rapper even interrupted his recent show to warn concertgoers about the risk of surprise needle attacks. And it's not just France. Britain's government is studying a spate of needle spiking there.
That's scary,
And
man.
police in Belgium and the Netherlands are investigating scattered cases, too. People from Paris, Toulouse, Nantes, Nancy, and Rennes and other cities around France.
Versailles?
It doesn't say Versailles. Have reported being pricked with a needle without their knowledge or permission. The targeted individuals, who are mostly women, show visible marks of injection, often bruises, and reported symptoms like feeling groggy.
Not
France's National Police Agency says 302 people have filed formal complaints about such needle pricks. Several police investigations are ongoing in different regions, but no suspect has been arrested as of yet. No needle has been found, and the motive remains unclear.
Remember there was a domestic thing here in the States where somebody was doing that? It might have been even around this area where they're, jabbing people.
Sounds familiar.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
A Florida man is grateful to paramedics and firefighters who helped rescue him from his pickup truck after it became pinned beneath large commercial truck that was hauling dozens of tree logs. I mean, they're huge.
Oh, man.
And Renderly Grizzard said, when they cut me out of that thing, I didn't think I was going to make it out of the truck alive. Fire rescue said
got all flat.
The truck overturned, spilling its haul of logs on top of Grizzard's pickup truck. He was taken to the hospital, treated, and released. Grizzard said he saw the logs fall, and he did this. It could have saved his life. He quickly dove over the floor on the passenger side of his truck.
Wow.
Because it smashed the whole front end of it.
Wow.
He said, I told him they were really great. There was no way.
You guys are great. Rescue me and everything from one of those huge trees. I really appreciate it.
You're great.
Yeah.
He said there was no way if I'd have stayed in that truck
Let's stay in touch.
Another 30 minutes, I would have never made it out of there. He said it took about 90 minutes to free him from his vehicle, adding the first responders gave him oxygen and talked him through each step of the way. Yep.
You ever drive alongside something that you think, if that thing snaps, I'm dead?
Sometimes there are, those trucks that carry multiple cars.
Yes.
And some of them on the back look like they're hanging way down.
Or bouncing like crazy.
All over the place. I'm like, man, one of those could slip off real easy. A California woman resisted temptation when she found $36,000 in cash hidden in a couch that she picked up for free on Craigslist, and she returned the money.
That's very honest.
Vicky Umodu of San Bernardino County.
I heard there was $1 million in the couch.
Really proved her honesty.
Here's your $36,000.
Since no one knew the money was in the couch.
It's amazing.
The couch, along with another matching couch and a chair, were being given away by a family after the death of a relative who owned them. Moto said that she found several envelopes stuffed with cash in the couch after noticing one of the cushions was a little lumpy, and that it never occurred to her to keep the money. The family rewarded her honestly.
With some of the M&Ms that were in the couch.
No, they give her $2,200.
That's nice. See? That's legit.
That's a sizable,
Yes.
if they give you $100, it's like, yeah, man.
Get out of here.
Yeah, man.
Get out of here.
But a couple grand, that's pretty cool. And then we'll do one more story and wrap it up. A Frenchman is seeking to set a new world record for the most bungee jumps in a 24-hour period. So Francois-Marie Debon has traveled to Scotland for his attempt to break the record, which is currently held by Mike Hurd, who completed 430 bungee jumps in a day at Auckland Harbor Bridge in May of 2017. Dibben,
Shorter bungee cord.
who was raised in Paris and works as an actuary in Sweden, is making his attempt at Gary Bridge near the village of Killiecrankie in Perthshire.
So they give their
It's in
bridges
Scotland.
proper names?
It was in Scotland.
That's
What's that?
Andy, that's Lou, that's Gary.
Yeah, Gary Bridge in Killiecrankie, and will be assisted by the Highland Fling Bungee Team.
Oh, Gary.
And Gary, on his decision to make the attempt in Scotland. Divin said that he loved the country and that the French love the Scottish people.
Have you ever bungee jumped?
Yeah, twice.
What'd you think?
It was terrifying.
I can't believe you did it twice.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
It was terrifying and fun. Like that first jump, when you first leave the platform and you hit that free fall, it's like, oh my God, I just made a big mistake here.
I don't know if I could handle that feeling.
It was pretty cool.
Like for that long.
Where
too.
was it?
It was at Lake of the Ozarks.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Over
all right.
water?
Over water.
Okay,
Over
that
water.
helps.
Oh my God.
But I didn't dip down into the water.
Right.
But I wanted to do it over water
Just in case. I think I would agree. Yeah,
Was the
there are
drug
people who
cart-
do it in, was that?
No, I was going to say, was the drug cartel there too?
Oh, no, this was pre-Ozark days, so no, we hadn't had
But
the
there
drug
was a
cartel.
Demogorgon running around.
Yeah. Dibben said he used to be afraid of heights and previously struggled to dive into a swimming pool, but that bungee jumping has become a good cure, adding, you have nothing to fear because you're attached to a bungee cord.
Yeah, nothing's ever happened.
No, never. All right, and there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. Let's give away the last of the Jurassic World Dominion screening passes. I have 5 of these left. We'll take 5 callers. 215-263-WMMR. It's tonight. It's a 4-pack of tickets. 7 p.m. at the UA King of Prussia. Hits theaters on the 10th and is rated PG-13. So 5 callers. Oh, sorry. 5 callers right now. We will take those, and we'll break and come back in a second. Lesson, question, trash, music, news. Those things are coming up next.
On 93.3.
Jewish kids getting so many holidays off.
Oh, chat.
Rosh Hashanah?
No. Steve?
Hanukkah.
No. I have.
Wait. Kuala Lumpur.
It's a city in Malaysia.
Oh, damn it.
Yes, but often a holiday for many people who can't pronounce Hanukkah.
Hanukkah, no.
It is Good Friday.
I knew it was around Easter.
Yes, it was Good Friday, but as you rightly pointed out, you would not have been in school on Easter.
Who gave you the info?
This is from Hawk and Patty.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what he's talking about.
All right, question number 3, gentlemen. And remember, our answers are correct despite what is accurate.
Right.
Whose father go to jail for the senior sleep out scavenger hunt? Who's? Oh, all right, Steve.
It would be Doc Plaguey.
Incorrect.
Chet's dad? No.
No? Okay.
Whose father made sure Hawk didn't go to jail for the senior sleep out scavenger hunt?
Let's talk this out, guys. What was the senior?
Okay,
scavenger hunt?
so somebody made a list. Might have been Skippy Marino, I think, that made a list of items that you were supposed to bring back to the school, and they included like a police officer's license plate.
Nice.
And the entire, you know how you go to a neighborhood, and there's a sign that says "Welcome to Old Farm Estates" or whatever.
Stealing that huge thing.
That huge thing. I mean, these big.
Did you guys
items.
get them?
Of course we did.
So
Flag
this is
from Belle Reef Country Club.
Yeah.
This is the father, okay? The father who made sure that Hawk didn't go to jail.
I know it wasn't my dad. There's no way.
No.
All right, Preston.
I'm just trying to think of who was buddies with Hawk besides our family. I would say Mr. Janvrin.
Mr. Janvrin, you are all incorrect, unless I'll give one final round if you want to go for it, Chet.
I have no idea.
The name I have here, and of course the correct, despite what is accurate, Mike Freeburger.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You did
Thanks,
not
John.
know. All right.
Yeah.
This next question, I have a feeling you'll get this.
All right.
By the way, the scavenger hunt, what would have been, obviously you're stealing things that are felonies. Yeah.
Stealing is right.
What was the most hard to get item in the scavenger list?
I think it was probably the neighborhood sign.
neighborhood sign.
And somebody did.
And where'd you get the neighborhood sign from?
I didn't get it. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't. But somebody did. And by the way,
I
you had
assume
to-
that was the crime.
You had to bring all of these items to the high school and leave them there.
All right.
And then there was a huge list. And I really didn't get anything.
So
that
you were
night, I don't
bringing
think.
stolen items onto school property.
Yeah.
All right.
Senior sleep out was awesome, man. Slept in my car. Me and Howard Rosen. I remember that. I don't know if you guys were out all night for
You
that or
guys
not.
lived in you're predominantly Jewish neighborhood, right?
Well, I mean, there were a lot of Jewish students.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Question number 4. You've got 1 correct, 2 not so much. All right.
We suck at this.
Mike Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Drove this rather muscular mullet Preston.
Javelin.
That is correct.
Kirby, that thing was loud. And I had a Mustang. I had a 73 Mustang. It was really loud too. And we just go burnouts all the time. And
Did he get in trouble for doing spinouts in the parking lot of the school as you did?
I don't think Kirby ever got in trouble
No,
for
he
that.
was-
No.
Interesting fact about Mike Kirby: he bought the Playboy Club in St. Louis.
Are you
What?
serious?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It'd been
Drove a
shut,
Javelin, bought the Playboy Club?
had been shut down, and I guess he bought it like back early 2000s.
Okay, so it was closed at the point he bought it?
It was closed.
All
and
right.
He bought it and turned into a teen club.
A teen.
There you go.
Well, of course.
All right. So who was Preston playing for?
He was playing for Brooke. So Brooke won a Hand and Stone gift card, good for a free massage or facial. You can give the gift of relaxation this Father's Day with a Hand and Stone gift card for Dad. Get $10 off 1-hour spa gift cards through June 19th, including their signature hot stone massage.
Very nice.
Handandstone.com.
All right, question number 6. As the story goes, and listen carefully to this, a sign was put up across a door about Nan's, quote, good couch. Paraphrase what that sign forbade and to whom it was directed. Steve.
I
You have to paraphrase.
we weren't supposed to be on the good couch.
What were you not supposed to do on the good couch?
Relationships.
We'll take that! As we have it here, the sign read, no semen with a J.
Oh.
Can we get away with that?
No.
No jazz.
No jazz on the good couch.
Nice.
And this apparently, by my information, was directed specifically at you, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. Who was Nan? Whose house was
Was
this?
that Patty's? That might have been Pat.
Whose house was this?
Sandy's.
Is it Sandy's house?
I do believe.
No jazz.
And so it was so common for you to spread your seat around the furniture that a sign had
Steve's
to go
like a fire hose, man.
the Peter North of the group.
It only hurts when I juke. So. There's another story.
Yeah, we'll tell that another time.
All right, so that's an interesting piece. I'm not going to ask another question for fear of giving away another upcoming question.
All right, so that was Erica was our winner, and she's won a pair of tickets to the Bucks County Playhouse presents The Nerd, June 23rd through July 15th. Get ready to laugh out loud at the most ridiculous comedy of the summer. For tickets, call Playhouse box office or visit buckscountyplayhouse.org.
By the way, so Sandy, the girl who this happened at, now that was an offshoot of, we went to a high school called Parkway Central, but we also had a friendship with some Catholic schoolgirls who went to St. Joe's Academy.
Yeah.
And that was Sandy and Patty and Cindy and a whole slew of them, actually, that were over there. So it was the Catholic schoolgirls that were afraid of the semen on the couch.
So you could no man batter on the couch.
Yep.
All right.
On Nan's
All right.
couch.
There we go. So, question number 7. Where was Preston's band The Image playing the night of Hawk's 21st birthday?
Steve.
I'm going to go Litchfield.
Litchfield, Illinois at Ken's Lounge?
Nope. Preston?
Party Town in Bonne Terre, Missouri.
No.
Wow.
Chet?
I'm going to say it's the place in Soulard Press. What's the name of that?
Yes.
The old
I just sent you the
schoolhouse.
picture of it.
Yeah, you did. It was an Irish name place. No.
No, incorrect. What we have here is ZBT House. I assume it's Zeta Beta.
Oh, my God. In
At
Columbia.
Mizzou.
That was his birthday that night?
This is from Hawk himself, so I'm assuming that's
God.
correct.
You all had the same reaction to that.
That was
Okay,
an
explain.
insane night.
There is a much deeper story.
That was a crazy
Please do
night.
tell.
We didn't go to the party.
Uh-huh.
You were too busy fouling a couch?
We walked. Yes,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
walked in and surveyed and walked out.
Wait, let me explain
Okay.
without saying. When you guys went in, didn't you think it was like raining inside or something like that?
There was
or it was
funny.
snowing
The
or
walls
something.
were kind of doing things. We may have been delving into some hallucinogenics at the time.
So you thought it was raining inside and the walls were bending.
Mushrooms are
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were hired to play at this fraternity, ZBT, which they said stood for Zibong Team. They were the Jewish house.
Yeah.
The
guys
Jewish
at
house?
The Jewish house said all our answers were wrong.
Zits, butts, and tees is what I heard.
Okay, that's
Tits,
better.
butts, and tees.
And so it was just, I mean, you're playing at a frat house. It's
Yeah.
as party as you can possibly get. And these guys were staying at a hotel room because they wanted to be there for the party because they were living in St. Louis. Columbia's a couple hours away.
All right.
And so we were waiting for them to show up, and they never showed up. Well, it turns out they tripped, and
They showed up. That was it. All right.
We couldn't leave. We got to get out of here. We have to leave right now.
Can't see my hand, man. All right. So we had no winners on that. Next question. And this was just referenced, actually. What was the nickname given to the, quote, crappy Litchfield Motel?
Okay. Now, this is
Preston.
going to sound terrible. All right?
All right.
But it was the Haji Inn. Am I right?
That is correct. And this is
it was called the Motel 66 Court.
Okay.
And there should have been a sign for Steve there about the jazz on the beds because a lot happened there.
Really?
Not mine.
So if you were to still
Not
bring
you.
one of those infrared lights or those blue lights,
Yeah. You could ring it out.
it looked like a Jackson Pollock.
Yeah.
All right, so the Haji Inn.
Yeah, so I got that one right.
All right,
All
yes.
right. Well, congratulations to Rick. Rick, you've won tickets to see JB Smoove Friday, November 17th at 9 p.m. at the venue at Valley Forge Casino Resort. Tickets on sale. That would be today at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Pre-sale began yesterday. You don't even worry about that because it's over.
All right, gentlemen.
Yes.
This one, when we actually reviewed this question, we laughed out loud at this. How did Steve earn the nickname Sterno? Preston.
You're not going to answer that? I know it. You didn't buzz in.
No, you got it.
All right. Steve used to light his farts all the time. And it was a little blue flame that would come out, and it reminded us of the sterno that you see, which is the liquid, the canned heat that you put underneath of little banquets, chafing dishes and whatnot to heat them up. So that's how he got the nickname Sterno.
We have here by lighting farts in nylon pants, which caused them to burn away. Did that actually happen?
I don't remember that.
The old nylon shorts, we may have had malfunction here or there.
Okay, all right, but that is correct.
Thank you.
Yes.
Another winner from Preston.
All right, so that is Jim has won a Hand and Stone gift card, good for a free massage or facial, and you can give the gift of relaxation. Father's Day is on Sunday, by the way, with a Hand and Stone gift card for Dad.
By the way, if you're just tuning in, two of my closest friends are here, Steve and Chet, and the gang has come up with these trivia questions from my past that they're asking to give you some prizes this morning.
Absolutely.
So
And Nick is keeping score. Nick, where do we stand right now?
I don't know how many questions you've read, Steve, but the score right now is Preston 3, Steve 2, Cheston 0.
All right. Maybe it changes with this question. What was the name of the full-sized arcade game at Hawk and Clearman's apartment? Who got it in first?
That's me.
Yeah.
Robotron.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Never heard of that
Robotron.
game.
Was this a full arcade game?
Yep.
I don't know that
Absolutely.
game.
It's a great game.
Okay.
2 joysticks. You're the last. You're trying to save humanity from the robots, and I love it. Still play it. I have it on my arcade game at home.
Cool.
All right. Very cool.
All right, well, we've just given our winner, and our winner is Laurie, our final Hand and Stone gift card, which is good for a free massage or facial. Be sure to give the gift of relaxation this Father's Day with a Hand and Stone gift card for Dad. Get $10 off 1-hour spa gift cards through June 19th. handandstone.com.
By the way, I just got a text from Sandy. Actually, it was at Patty's house where you weren't supposed to jazz on Nan's couch.
It was a nice couch.
Yeah. And the question I have to ask is, when on a unicycle, where should you hang your bagels and such? 215-263 WMMR. Let's see if you're listening. You know that. When on a unicycle, where should you hang your bagels and such? 215 888-263-WMMR. While you're calling in, we will do this.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by A.D. Moyer Lumber, trusted expert since 1939. A.D. Moyer Lumber is your professional source for decks, windows, doors, kitchens, millwork, and more. You can visit them on the web at admoyer.com. What's up this morning, Steve?
Well, royal watchers claiming Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's visit with the royal family during Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee got off to an uncomfortable start when they showed up late. Harry attempted to explain the delay, saying they were flicking around the channels at the hotel when they came across Roadhouse. So, of course, they had to hang out and finish that.
Yeah.
And speaking of filthy perverts, which we wouldn't, once Josh Duggar has finished his 12-year sentence, he will be forbidden from accessing or viewing porn of any kind, including adult porn. In addition, as part of his punishment, Duggar will only be allowed to watch the Steve Wilkos show.
Hey!
And finally, Kim Kardashian's claim about the size of Pete Davidson's member getting tacit confirmation from her gynecologist. The gynecologist says Kim's been having intercourse with Pete, she now needs to lay down road flares to find her way back out.
Wow.
That's your Hollywood Trash.
All right, let's see if someone knows the answer to this question. When on a unicycle, where should you hang your bagels and such? 215-263-WMMR, and I'll go to Eric for the answer. Hi, Eric.
Hello.
All right, buddy. So when on a unicycle, where should you hang your bagels and such? Eric?
Did we lose him?
I think we lost all the phones.
Everything went away.
Well, he had the right answer. It was written down. It was on your nuts.
Yeah.
So
Call back, Eric.
We'll get Eric on the line.
Everything went down.
Our phone lines have been weird the past week, actually week and a half or so.
Wait
now,
a second, Preston.
What?
The sequence is SOS in the flashing lights.
Oh, you see it in the flashing lights? All right. Well, someone's in trouble somewhere, but not Eric, because we are going to give him a $50 Rita's gift card. And you can get to Rita's and grab a 5-layer gelati, which is back for a limited time. Only the Rita's 5-layer gelati. It's more ice, more custard, and more yum.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Brought to you this morning by Primo Hoagies. It's catering season. Whatever the reason, make it primo. Whatever you have planned, serve in style with Primo Hoagies. Stop in one of their locations or order online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it is a primo. Well, before Queen and Adam Lambert hit the stage for Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee concert on June 4th, founding members Brian May and Roger Taylor revealed they're planning to share a previously unreleased song featuring Freddie Mercury in September.
I saw this. I was looking around. Well, they haven't shared it yet, right? Because I did a lot of searching and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, it won't be out till September. So the trio was interviewed for the event on BBC Radio 2 by Zoe Ball, whom Taylor told, we did find a little gem from Freddie that we'd kind of forgotten about, and it was, well, he said it's wonderful. Actually,
Technically, would you describe it as a little ditty?
he said it was real discovery.
Oh, wow.
He said it's from our Miracle Sessions.
The Miracle Sessions.
And I think it's going to be out in September.
I'm curious to hear this.
The Miracle is Queen's 13th studio album released in 1989, recorded during a highly productive point in time for the band in 1988. During a radio interview, Mercury had stated that they had recorded 30 songs while working on The Miracle. Some tracks became B-sides, while Hang On In There and Chinese Torture were used as bonus tracks for the original CD release. May added that the song was kind of hiding in plain sight. He said, we looked at it many times and thought, no, we can't really rescue that. But in fact, we went in there again, and our wonderful engineering team went, okay, we can do this, and it's kind of like stitching bits together, but it's beautiful, and it's a touching piece. So we will hear that in September. That's
called Take Old Biddies.
That's exciting.
Okay. I love it.
It's like Somebody to Love, but with Take Old Biddies instead. Yeah, okay. Lamb of God will release...
Hang on. I thought there's a song called Tickle Bitties.
Is it?
Yeah. And Steve, I know that I've heard it before.
Okay.
I don't know if we can play it or not.
Yeah.
Who does it?
It was on a cartoon, and somebody sent it to me. I think maybe Maybe you made that joke at one point
It
before.
says your
or whatever.
favorite Martian.
Yeah.
Tig old bitty. So
we probably can't
I
play
love it.
I don't know.
Oh man, I wish we could. Well, we'll have to check it out.
Okay.
Lamb of God will release a new album called Omens on October 7th, with the first single called Nevermore being released on Friday. The band will support the album with the Omens tour, featuring special guests Killswitch Engage on all dates. Of the album, Randy Blythe said, the world is crazy, keeps changing. And Omens is a reaction to the state of the world. It's a very pissed off record. It is extremely pissed off.
They're always pissed off.
Omens is the follow-up of Lamb of God's 2020 self-titled album, which debuted at #1 on the Hard Rock Albums chart. Gene Simmons revealed that both Ace Frehley and Peter Criss have passed on making cameos with Kiss on their ongoing farewell tour.
That's sad news.
Simmons spoke with Classic Rock about
They
these.
sleep with the chickens.
That means they're
in
in
the
trouble.
poultry world. That means they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Renee.
Would be with us. It would be the saddest thing of all if they chose not to be there, but such is life. He said,
I think it would be. Well, who knows? I don't know.
He said, I hope and wish they'll get over the victim. Look what happened to me. No, nothing happened to you, he said. These were all decisions you made. They were in and out of the band 3 different times. Can you believe that? How many chances in life do you want? That's the saddest thing, he said.
So as the story goes, they had their issues with chemical dependency and other things, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
know
what led
Peter
to
Criss was a boozer big time.
Right.
Yeah.
So for this final thing, you think you'd want to be a part of it.
Yeah, or at least play one of the shows.
Something.
You
Just
know?
put it behind you for one night. Because once it's gone, you can't get it back.
Simmons went on to say there are fans that are still angry with us about Ace and Peter. They just don't understand. I personally have asked Ace and Peter a number of times, hey, this is the last time around. We still got another 100 cities or so to go. Why don't you jump on stage with us? And they said no more than once. And Paul Stanley said it would be great to have Ace and Peter participate at some point if they were interested and if their requests or demands were realistic.
Just hanging up.
Or were realistic and not disruptive to the overall spirit of this tour. So maybe they're asking for too much money.
That's possible. Yeah.
All right. That's all I have in music news for you this morning, friend. With that, wait, we got to take old biddies here, Case.
Oh,
Marissa found it. In true Marissa fashion, she pulled this together. Let's see how we go.
It was the first day back to school, cutting up in class, acting like a tool. Friends were rolling in, we started talking about the summer. DJ saw Twilight.
Freddie Mercury's.
He wrote
that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a break, and we'll get a winner for Tattoos Day when we return. So this is like your last chance to text word tattoo to 39333 and possibly win a $350 gift certificate from our friends at Floating World Tattoo Perfect. At Floating World Tattoo and Piercing.
They may not pay for that if you do it that way. Yeah.
29 South Street, 1729 South Street. You know, I'll just hang it up and tell you about it when we get back. Stay with us. Okay.
Your friends are listening on line right now. Preston.
I put out a little Facebook video.
All right, all right.
And they can watch it too, by the way. We have the webcam up and running, so you can go to WMMR.com and watch the hijinks.
All right.
All right. Question here. The night Steve slid off the road into Hunter Farm's fence, who was the girl in the front seat? All right, Steve.
That would be the aforementioned Patty.
That is correct. So explain. Sliding off the road.
sliding off the road.
By the way, how often did we see sections of that fence missing?
Every weekend.
All the time. I mean, this thing, it was white picket fence.
Yeah.
And it was down an embankment. And you would it was no big thing to drive by and go, yep, they took out 2 sections of it again.
What,
Did you?
In fact,
did.
I drove by one night. It was me and I forgot who else was in the car with me. And we saw, it was at night.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we see headlights in the woods. And we're like, there shouldn't be a car down there. And we stopped, and sure enough, there was a section of the fence taken off. This guy had blown through it, and his car went all the way down in the woods.
He was driving around the woods.
We picked him up and took him over to St. Luke's. Is that the one that was
I
close
think
by?
I was with you. Got it.
Was that you?
I think I was with you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Was that the one you took a whole bunch of the fence from? Or was there a chain link fence?
No, well, there was a chain link fence, and then there was another one over by, what was the park up the street on...
Faust?
What?
Faust?
Yeah, Faust Park. I took out a section of that one time, too.
It was Steve's brother's car, too.
It wasn't even my car, and we were just lightly snowing and just came around the corner and high fence.
Okay.
But when I did the one at Faust Park, when I took that out, it was Danny was in the backyard. Craig Schrader was in the back seat. Craig Schrader was in the front, and we're getting ready to turn into it. And Danny goes, "Press, put it low and floor it." And I did, and I spun a 180, and I took out that fence. And my dad was none too happy about that.
We've heard the story of the reaction. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
All right, well, our winner on line 6 is Jay. You've won tickets to see JB Smoove Friday, November 17th at 9 p.m. at the venue at Valley Forge Casino Resort. Tickets on sale today at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
All right, question number 12. What was your mutual friend Sandy's nickname, and why did she get that nickname?
It's me.
Oh, again, Preston.
Balsa.
Balsa. And how did she get that name?
Because she's so skinny and light that you could just pick her up and throw her across the room with one hand.
That is right. I have here because she was too skinny to go down the water slide.
Too skinny to go down the water slide. Balsa.
Balsa.
Balsa
okay.
wood. Yeah, she was very.
I love it.
We have a winner.
All right, so William on line 8, you have won tickets to see JB Smoove Friday, November 17th at 9 p.m. at the venue at Valley Forge Casino. Tickets on sale, Ticketmaster.com at 10 a.m.
All right.
Wait, I have a quick question. So were Patty and Sandy girlfriends, or they were just in your group of friends?
They were close friends.
Okay.
Pandy and
Pandy. This is delightful panda bear.
Patty, Sandy, and Cindy were really, really, really close friends.
So you had these were the girls that would do your homework.
No. These were the girls at the Catholic school.
Oh, okay, all right.
Now, that
Catholic
was
school
some
girls.
other chick I dated when I was a junior.
All right. We have occasionally heard stories of the naked river float. What was the name of the float trip company that inadvertently ran it? The float trip company.
That was on the Huzzah, wasn't it? Oh, chat.
Was it the Preston and Cheston Rock and Roll Float down the river?
No. It's the actual legitimate name.
That did happen. Yeah.
I like that answer, though.
Wow, the company that did it.
Who came
I
up with
think,
that
Preston,
question?
you were actually kind of in the realm.
It was on the Huzzah, if I remember.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
That one was. Or was it the current river?
It was the current because we went down to Salem.
They have so many rivers.
Our answer here,
Yeah.
Steve, you want to take a crack at it?
No.
It is, we have Huzzah Valley.
It was the Huzzah River for that one.
All right, no winners on that one, Preston. You were sorted there, but didn't,
I didn't
wrap
get
it up. All right. That was the one where you took, it eventually became a nude fest, right?
Oh, yeah. We were all of us. And there was probably 25 of us.
Yes.
Yeah, we all ended up completely naked. Listen, we took whiskey with us.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a float that would take 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that, maybe longer. And you're just getting bombed the whole time, just drinking the whole time.
It's a wonder no one died.
So we decided that the last mile of the float that we would get completely naked. And we're going by like families and stuff out there with the kids. Hey, how you guys doing? And we were just lit. It was awesome. And I have pictures.
Do you? Oh,
I have
all right.
lots of pictures of us completely and about. Oh, and we were jumping off of cliffs naked. too.
Naked as well. With
Yeah.
women, with girls as well.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
totally.
All right. Gentlemen, what was the very unradio-friendly nickname of Steve's car? Please paraphrase. Steve.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, yes. Steve is correct.
Nice. Which car was that?
Yeah.
That was the white Datsun 510.
Yeah.
Overheated all the time.
And that's why it earned that name?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
because of the overheating issue.
Oh
All right,
my
so we
gosh.
have Steve, who's the winner.
All right, so so Steve was playing for Kale, and Kale, you've won a pair of tickets to see the Bucks County Playhouse Presents The Nerd, June 23rd through July 15th. And you can go get tickets through Playhouse box office or buckscountyplayhouse.org.
What a great name for a car, by the way.
Absolutely.
I'm going to pick you up in the sea. That's great.
3 more questions here.
I don't want this to be over.
Well, it's we went with the ones that we thought would have stories attached.
That's
to them.
cool.
Which of Chet's nicknames is also an aromatic North American plant of the daisy family? Which of Chet's nicknames is also an aromatic North American plant of the daisy family?
Now, we got to get this. Hang on a second here.
I don't even know.
Daisy.
It's a pretty elaborate nickname.
It is.
It is, but it isn't.
Oh!
Preston.
Tumbleweed.
No.
No?
No.
No. I remember.
Preston.
Sagebrush.
Yes!
I don't even remember how we got that. Do you? Chet?
I know. I remember, but I don't remember.
Okay. You remember it was your name, but you don't know how you
Sagebrush.
earned it.
Yeah.
Sagebrush.
No, I have no idea.
Sagebrush.
Chet, that was your one chance to get one right.
I pretty much suck at this.
All right.
All right. Well, Jeremy on line 1, real quick, you've won a case of Yards Brewing Pale Ale, the best beer for summer barbecues, beach days, and tailgates is Yards Brewing Philadelphia Pale Ale. Drink local, brew into others with a Philly Pale Ale at Keg and Kitchen in Westmont, New Jersey.
All right. 2 more
I gotta
questions.
You got to leave. Casey's got to go. Santa's got to go.
Yeah, Santa's got to go.
All right. Good luck with your endeavors.
With
sir.
your Lyme disease.
Yes.
Oh, wait.
So
that's
you
me.
want me to? I'll handle the rest of this.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me just do this.
Yeah. Give me some music here. Thank you. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, final 2 questions. Name the prestigious golf club often snuck onto by Chet and sometimes Hawk in observance of. All right.
Old Orson.
Right.
Steve.
Belle Reve.
That is correct. Yes. Wow. The Belle Reve Country Club I have listed here.
The story was about you, and you didn't get the answer.
That's right.
It's par for the course.
He clearly
Yes.
doesn't remember too much.
I'm yeah.
All right. So, Steve,
All
we have
right.
a winner for Steve. And what do we have? Marissa, who's now taken over the chores.
So the winner is who was
Jared on Max. Was that Jared who won?
just now?
I'm not listening. I'm not wearing any headphones, so I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
All right. No
Yes.
problem.
Yep.
All right. JB Smoove is coming Fridays, November 17th to the venue at Valley Forge Casino. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
All right.
How many
Steven,
more?
I'm sorry. It all comes down to this last question because
We had a tie, Nick.
no, it is right now. Preston's leading by 1.
All right.
Over Steve. Chet, this answer is worth 7 points. No, I'm just kidding.
We do have a tiebreaker if necessary.
Okay.
Chet,
All right.
what is your real name?
What is your
you
current
here?
occupation? Who bought the Playboy Club? All right, question number 17.
We should get a bonus point for
That's
that.
right.
right.
What was the name of the bouncer at the party town in Bonne Terre?
Oh my!
The name of the bouncer at the party town in Bonne Terre.
That's a Patty question.
Yeah.
I can give
and
you a
that's
hint.
our band used to play there. Okay, you can give a hint.
Name of a movie that involved a man with a rat fascination. Preston.
Is it Ben?
No.
Oh,
Willard.
Yes, Stan, got it right.
I never would have known that.
Willard.
Man, Party Town was the biggest crap hole in the world. In Bonne Terre, which is just in the middle of nowhere, Missouri. The big thing they have there is a mine that's flooded, and you can go dive in it.
Oh, cool.
So it's the crap hole of the crap hole.
Oh my God! But for some reason they loved us there, and we used to like going to play there. And these guys would come and go along with us. We'd end up getting a hotel room or something that night, or just be dumbasses and drive home from this all night party fest. And it was just, redneck galore, or as they call them in Missouri. Hoosiers.
Hoosiers, yes.
And it was just, but we'd have a ball. We'd just drink our faces off and just get stupid.
And they had one of those cave pool situations?
It's a mine.
A mine that
they flooded. In fact, Jacques Cousteau dove it at one point.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It was kind of a big deal.
All right, so where does that leave us now? Nick?
Tiebreaker.
Yeah, we are all tied up. Preston
right.
has 6 and Steve has 6.
Oh, hold on a second here.
And our last winner right there was Brian, who was playing for Steve, and he has won a case of Yards Brewing Philly Pale Ale. The best beer for easy summer drinking is Yards Brewing Philly Pale Ale, brewed right here in our backyard. Bring on the warm weather with Philly Pale Ale at Wild Wing Cafe in Barrington, New Jersey.
All right, tiebreaker. This is just me and Steve.
Tiebreaker, yep.
Sorry, Chet, you can't get another one right.
Sorry, Chet. Maybe 30 years from now you'll figure it out.
And this is going to involve being the quickest on the buzzer. This one is sort of obvious, so get your fingers ready. Name the hotel.
I would like to thank our guest, Craig Shoemaker, for coming by this morning. Craig is going to be playing at the Ardmore Music Hall this Thursday. Tickets available. You can go to craigshoemaker.com or ardmoremusichall.com and get out and see the local man who is in town for a little bit. And that was our only guess. What we need to do, though?
What?
Tattoos.
Yes!
We've got to give away... We have to give away our $350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, and it goes to Anthony Esposito.
Hey!
From the great Northeast Philly. So, Anthony, congrats, my man, and you get to put some Preston and Steve ink on you, courtesy of Floating World Tattoo and Piercing, and they are at 1729 South Street in Philly. For the artwork samples, you can visit floatingworldtattoos.com or check them out on Instagram at Floating World Tattoos. We got a Word of the Week prize. We're going to need a letter. Casey's going to get it for us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, and the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter...
P, as in Puddin' Pops.
All right, we will give away on Friday a 55-inch Class 7 Series LED 4K UHD Smart Tizen TV.
Wow.
And you can witness the return of Obi-Wan Kenobi. New episodes streaming Wednesdays only on Disney+. So we will give that away on Friday. Thank you to the sponsors of this program. Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors. Also brought to you by Dunkin', the official coffee of the Preston and Steve Show. As we gather again on a Wednesday tomorrow... we'll go live on Fox Good Day. We'll have a secret text word, and we're going to have Haley Duff on the show tomorrow.
Love Haley Duff.
Which would be cool, yeah. And we'll see what else we can dive into. So that is it. We are done. Rage on. Have a great day. The great Pierre Robert is in next, friends. We'll see you later.